And there is the Rivian brand new R1S.
Scott, this is the first time I've experienced the hands-free eye tracking lane centering in Rivian. This is the new enhanced highway assist, but the wipers don't work. This is like worse than Tesla. What the heck? Welcome to Bass Pro Shops, brother. This is amazing, isn't it?
Totally. It is amazing.
It's amazing. It's so cool.
I would not know what to do in this scenario.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Your reasoning and you're working out the issue, I wouldn't know. Just like the first time.
What would you do? Just start screaming?
I might cry.
Okay. If Bass Pro Shops and Texas Roadhouse could do a collaboration.
Please. Fast charging.
Yeah, and then put in some DC charging.
Yeah.
Andreas, we are making an announcement.
You're at 2%.
We are at 2% state of charge. That's the lowest this thing's been so far.
Yeah.
Plug. Plug.
In we go.
Charge.
Charging.
Come to EV Fest on May 31st in Long Beach. Over 400 EVs from BMW, Porsche, VinFast, Lucid, Tesla, Rivian, and more. See EV conversions, modified stock models, and 30-plus vendors. There will be food trucks, raffle prizes, and a video game truck for kids. You don't want to miss it. Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to another Out of Spec Reviews video. Welcome to Scot, and welcome to Scot's new Rivian R1S. This is the new Out of Spec Rivian R1S that Scott's going to be driving as sort of as your company car. What's up?
Yeah.
You ready for a road trip?
I think so. I don't know what I'm in for.
So Scott normally isn't on camera. For the viewers who have watched, we've shot our delivery video of this with you and an ACT tour. But this is your first ever EV road trip.
Yeah.
We've been friends for like 10 years, and you've never been on an EV road trip.
No, I can't believe that actually.
Pretty wild. Now you've got an electric car.
So it's time.
Well, because Scott works for us, so she needed to get an EV, and she needs to understand how road tripping works. She's not really a presenter you're not going to see on camera too much, right? Maybe
like once a month, and I can ask all my silly little questions.
Yeah, but mostly you work on like making sure I show up where I need to go, our communications.
Yes, booking flights,
making sure I respond to people. But let's show everyone your new Rivian. So this is an R1S. This is a dual motor max pack, longest range you can get right here with the Aero wheels. We just picked it up here in Normal, Illinois at the factory. We're actually at Normal's community college, Heartland Community College here in Normal. We were filming some of their EV programs, and now Scott gets to go on her first ever EV road trip. So I'm going to kind of let her figure it out.
What? Okay.
I didn't tell you this.
No, you didn't tell me this.
I'm going to be there in case an emergency happens.
Okay.
But I want you to see if you can get us to Fort Collins.
Okay, that's a big undertaking. I'm pretty smart, but I'm definitely not EV savvy, so we'll see how that goes.
So here it is, the new Out of Spec R1S. I have to say a huge shout out and thank you to all of the viewers who used our Out of Spec referral codes to purchase their Rivians. Honestly, I would not spend all the money to get something like this. And by using all the referral codes, it made it just totally attainable and a no-brainer for us to get a Generation 2 Rivian. So I have to say a huge thank you to all of you who bought Rivians using our codes. And of course, because I thought, let's get a new Rivian. Scott has been on the team for a little while. She doesn't know anything about electric cars yet. I was like, you know what? We have it for 2 years on a 2-year lease. Drive it for a couple of years, learn electric cars. Of course, I'm going to use it for road trips and comparisons and other stuff, but I'd much rather Scott use this sort of as a company car than it just sitting in the hub, not getting driven every day. And so I think it'll be a great educational opportunity for her and also a ton of great content for us, especially as Rivian updates and supports the Gen 2 vehicles. So like I mentioned, we are currently in Normal, Illinois with this, and it's a 2025 R1S Gen 2 dual motor max pack. Now, I really wanted to buy the LFP Rivian, but with some of the China tariff situation going on, I wasn't convinced that Rivian was going to keep offering the standard battery pack, even though I think that's the one to buy. I really wanted to have, because we're locked into a 2-year lease on this, I wanted to have a vehicle that's representative of what our viewers could be buying out there. And, we did something similar with Jordan's car. I wanted to get him an LFP Model 3, and then Tesla canceled the LFP. We ended up going going with a long-range rear-wheel drive for Jordan on that vehicle. I think a similar choice here for Scott. Just make sure that we have a vehicle that you guys can actually buy years into the future. So we're not making content on something that isn't going to be around. And I think the angle that we took here, going not just for the large pack, but the max battery, really makes a lot of sense, because this is now the longest range, fastest charging, etc., Rivian you can get. And while I certainly have a lot of suggestions on room for improvement, stuff we'll talk about through this road trip, I think it's great that for comparisons, when we have this versus the Lucid Gravity versus Escalade IQ versus Volvo EX90, we have a Rivian R1S on hand. I still have my Gen 1 R1T, and I just think it's an awesome vehicle to have. Now, Scott was able to spec this. I said she could choose color, wheels, except I chose the wheels. We'll get into that in a second. But I let her choose, sort of the visuals of this. And I said, okay, I just need the range. And I didn't care what color she got. And kind of annoyingly, let's ask her, Scott went with a black color.
I wanted a blacked out car. I've always wanted a blacked out car, and I got the black badging and the black wheels and the light interior.
Yeah, so the inside's beautiful. Ocean Coast, definitely my favorite choice among all the interiors, even considering Rivian has the nicer interiors, the Ascent interior with like the extra stitching and stuff. I much prefer this personally.
Yeah, and I have a white dog, and I thought a black interior would get pretty dirty pretty quick.
Yeah, and this to me just looks great, and Scott really wanted the dark out package, which wasn't available in the standard LFP. I think it's the only reason you wanted the max pack, not even for the range.
No, it wasn't for the range. It was just for the looks.
Which we could have just darked out a standard one. We were going to. I was literally trying to order a standard LFP one, and then I was trying to apply our referral credits. It bricked the system. We had to call someone, and then I was like, oh, China tariffs, let's just go max pack, is how that happened. Got to really slam that door, don't you? We've got I don't even know how much horsepower this thing makes. It's got to be a bunch. Can you look that up, actually?
Yeah.
Dual max performance HP. I think it's got to be around 600 horsepower or something, because this thing freaking rips. Now, the reason we spec'd it with the performance upgrade, which is of no help to us on this road trip, it doesn't deter range. It's just a software unlock to give you full power, to give you rally mode and other things. It was actually free, and we didn't totally know that, but we took delivery the start of May, and since this was an inventory vehicle, they gave us the performance upgrade at no charge.
Yeah. Which
you're going to make tons of use of.
Yeah, but it did, on the tag, show the charge.
Right. So, no, they put it on the vehicle, it's $6,000, and then they remove it from the inventory charge. So they didn't charge us for it.
Awesome.
And I also have to say, it came out way cheaper than I was expecting. I feel like
way cheaper. There might have been a mistake.
I feel like there was something wrong with the paper. I'm not asking questions, but I was expecting this to be like $600 a month or something on a lease. And it was like high threes.
Yeah.
Because, we applied a ton of referral points, so shout out to the viewers, but they didn't ask for any money at signing, and it seemed way cheaper than it should have been.
Again, cheaper than the insurance. I've said it several times, but that's just wild to me.
Yeah, we got to reinsure this thing, because I don't know what Scott's got on her record, but the insurance was crazy on this thing. So we'll look at that later on for sure. Oh yeah, what's the horsepower, Scott?
So the horsepower is 665 horsepower.
Damn. Freaking ripper. Now, the price of this is very similar to like the tri-motor Dune, but I wanted to go max range. We don't need the extra performance from the tri-motor.
I also didn't want the Dune color.
You don't like the Dune?
It doesn't really do much for me.
You like it blacked out?
Yeah, that was always my dream car for like 10 years.
Okay, well, there you go. Nice. And we've got a road trip to do. So since this is your first EV road trip,
yep.
You've driven EVs before.
Yes, I drove your R1T for a couple months. I've driven the Model 3, and I drove your original Model S, that P100D.
Yeah, that was almost 10 years ago you drove that car.
Mm-hmm. And I didn't know that you could see how fast I was going.
Yeah, I remember this was maybe 2017, 2018, something like that. I remember logging in and you were doing like 110 miles an hour. And I'm like, bro, you got to slow down.
In like Raleigh, North Carolina.
Allegedly.
Where you don't, allegedly. And I got a call and he said, why are you going so fast? And that's when I learned he could see how fast I was going. But yeah, this is my first EV road trip. I've already put in our first destination, Nebraska.
Really?
Yeah, I'm hoping.
Oh, not our first charging stop, but the end destination.
Will it not tell me? This is the first thing I'm learning. Will it not tell me where to stop?
I'll pop in. I mean, I think it should.
In
theory, it does have route planning. I've shown it many times in my truck. I should also mention from Normal, Illinois to Fort Collins is like a I don't even know how far. 800 mile drive, something like that. How far is it to Fort Collins from here? 700 miles? 800 miles?
Oh, mercy. Give me a second.
Okay.
But
we're going to Omaha tonight because Andreas is flying in and he's going to come on the road trip with us tomorrow.
Yes.
Andreas is always up for a road trip. Let's not get copywritten.
Yes. Okay. To Fort Collins?
Yep.
I use Apple Maps. I don't want to hear it.
I use Apple Maps.
It is 947 miles, quickest route.
So 1,000-mile road trip is your first EV experience.
Perfect.
On a trip.
Yes. And I did just look at this. So far it is showing, where'd it go? It is having a stop at Electrify America.
Yep, exactly. And you'll see that right here on the map, our first charging stop.
Mm-hmm. And then that might be the only one.
Yeah, nope, there's another one.
There's another one right there.
I'm not totally sure this is 100% how I would do it. Maybe it is. We can play around with it as we go. But, I mean, that's kind of nice that Rivian did this. Now, there are some settings, Scott.
Oh, I do know about these settings. Can I navigate to them? I'm not entirely sure. I think I go to the car. Nope. I'm looking for the charging, which the energy. No. Oh, no.
Okay, hold on.
I know that I'm supposed to like click the lightning bolts.
This one, and then, but all I was going to say is, it's going to get us to the hotel at 20% with this.
Mm-hmm.
If we have a hotel with charging, I feel pretty good about getting down there at like 5%.
Okay.
It doesn't let me get a 5. It goes 2, 4, 6.
Okay, so increments
4%. Yeah. And we can do preferred networks would be, Tesla, Electrify America, and Rivian, because Tesla hooked it up. I mean, Rivian hooked it up with the Tesla adapter for you.
Thank you, RJ.
And this is completely for, using Tesla superchargers, which you didn't even know this could do until, 2 days ago?
Yeah, 2 days ago when we were at ACT, and I had your R1T for a while.
And you were just using EA.
Yeah. Frustratingly, yes.
And you didn't know you could go to Tesla, really?
No. You probably told me, and I probably didn't listen.
So now we've got maybe a different route plan.
Just
kind of looks like one stop.
For 34 minutes. Originally, it had us stopping for 22 minutes and then 21 minutes.
So we shaved a lot of time off by doing this. Mm-hmm. So by you doing this on your own, I feel like I'm already taking over. Sorry.
No, I need the help.
Let's just use OAs. You're pretty good at running things down low. I remember you were driving my Model 3 down to like 1%.
I don't know what you're talking about. That sounds like allegedly.
Yeah, but that's fine. I mean, you got a battery. We paid for it. Use it. It's a lease. So, but you think you might buy this out after the lease? What are you thinking?
I think that would be really nice.
I think you're going to be ready for Gen 3 by then.
Maybe, but can I afford it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, this was kind of a deal of a lifetime.
Yeah, this is a big, 30th birthday present to me.
There you go. Very nice.
Yeah.
So this is the trip. We're going to there, and then we're going to go to Fort Kakalaki, to Fort Collins, blasting across. We're basically around Chicago area on the map of the U.S. for our viewers from other parts of the world. That's where we are. And if you are in other parts of the world, you might be over here somewhere. We have a lot of viewers in India. We have a lot of viewers in Europe, of course, some Chinese viewers as well, especially after our recent content. This is where we are on the world's map, and we're going to there, basically, to Denver. 1,000 miles away in the new Rivian. We've got this thing hooked up on Rivian Roamer. That's the first thing I did when we got this car, is I hooked it up to Chad's website.
Yes.
And that means it's going to log every charge, every mileage. It's going to keep track of the battery health over time, which will be wonderful. And if we go over here, you can see you have 54 miles on the clock. Brand new.
Mm-hmm. Well, Rivian did put 39 miles on it.
Yeah, they really, I think, ran it through everything to make sure it was dialed in.
Which I am grateful for. It made it a good experience.
But it still had a rattle.
It had a small rattle right here, but it has disappeared potentially. We'll see.
Yeah, maybe it wasn't inserted in correctly. Mm-hmm. But it was, I thought that was interesting. If they really dialed this thing in, we heard a rattle leaving the factory.
Mm-hmm. You heard a rattle.
You heard it.
I sort of heard it. I'm maybe not as observant. But yes, it was there.
Okay. And then, yeah, what we're going to do is we should keep one of these lifetime, trip A or trip B. I feel like trip B should stay lifetime.
Do trip B as lifetime.
Yeah.
After all.
You've used 50 kilowatt hours since this thing was new. So it's had a lot of idling time, probably just running climate control. Mm-hmm. We are going to reset trip A. That's what you'll use primarily for testing or for road trips. We'll try and keep trip B our lifetime in this one. That's how I have my Rivian set, and we won't ever reset that. You've got, a fully maxed out dual motor. I mean, this thing's like $105,000 sticker, which is insane.
That's wild.
We did not pay that.
No, I think that's very important. That's why we kept touching that. We were able to use the referral points, and we're very grateful to the users, because there's no way on earth that I would be able to pay that.
Yeah, definitely. That would be insane. So, shout out to the viewers for hitting up the referral codes. But you've got a beautiful car here. You've got the cool roof that changes. Here, why don't you show everyone that? You can hit the button there to open her up.
It is a little
boom. No, it worked great.
You can see it.
Yeah, totally.
But we're going to put it back on. I love that.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. I'm excited to camp in it.
Oh, that's right. It's got camping mode. It's got all the stuff you need.
Got a flashlight.
Oh, yeah. Let's show everyone the
Just
flashlight.
learned about that today.
Yeah, let me pop around. Well, I was explaining to Scott how there's 7,776 individual 2170 cells. You were so interested in that, by the way. And and here's the 7,777th. Right there. Boom.
Flashlight.
Lovely. And that's super bright, by the way. I use that in my truck all the time.
I will definitely use it, especially when I'm hauling.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Scott is actually a horse person, so you're going to tow your horse around with this thing a bunch.
Yeah. That was the one thing really hindering me from getting an EV sooner. I didn't think that they could haul. I didn't think that it was safe. My horse's safety is the most important thing to me, and you proved me wrong. Yeah,
we towed your horse trailer with my Rivian, and you were super thrilled with it.
It was amazing.
And, I can't wait. We're going to shoot a video of your towing for the first time with this thing. But, we've got the cover on the receiver right here, but I think that's not going to stay on very long, because you're pretty much going to have a trailer hitch on this thing all the time.
Yeah.
So that'll be sick. Yeah, loving the blacked out badges, by the way. Nice job specking it. I love a blacked out exterior. I kind of gave you shit for it just to give you shit, because, sometimes I got to do that. But this is how I spec'd my Model S. Just blacked out white seats. Same thing here. I think it's a great spec.
Thank you. I am really excited, and I'm stoked to get these plates off.
Yeah, when we're done with the trip, we're going to pull these off so you can get the raw wheel under there.
Vibes.
Yeah, the vibes. I mean, I think they kind of look cool with the plate on there.
They are growing on me. Obviously I've built this spec online about a dozen times before we picked it up, but this is the first one I've seen in person, and I'm not as offended by the wheels as I thought I would be.
Okay, and I wanted these wheels for just ultimate range. Even though they're EPA rated the same as the other 22-inch wheels, these should give about 3 to 5 miles more range over the sport wheels, according to when I talked to Jeff Hamoud, who's head of design at Rivian. And I was like, look, if we're going to use this thing for comparisons and race to Vegases, these things always come down to the wire. We needed the most range out of this if we're going to go max pack.
My mind's going to win.
You think yours is going to win?
For sure.
Well, the viewers don't even know what we're going to do with it yet. So
I don't know what we're going to do with it yet, but
it's going to do everything. This thing's going through all the challenges. It's going to be on YouTube a ton. So with all that said, I think it's time to leave Normal, Illinois. Say a huge thank you to the Rivian team for an awesome delivery experience. Huge shout out to Scott for being a great on-camera personality, even though you never wanted to be.
Be nice to me.
Yeah, the viewers will be nice to you. And Colton's calling right now, probably because he heard you scratched the paint already.
Hey, we all make mistakes.
It didn't scratch it. He can fix it, but I can see the marks where you were rubbing it right there.
My fingerprints. I didn't know. But for those of you that don't know, don't do that.
Yeah, don't ever touch the car, especially if it's black. Watch this thing go through a brush wash immediately.
No, I've been told not to do that, but let's get on the road.
Yeah, Scott's ready to go. We've got a lot of driving to do. 1,000 miles ahead of us, eating into our lease mileage already.
Let's boogie.
Let's go. All right. Well, Scott, you can take on as much driving as you'd like. You gonna drive?
Guess so.
Hell yeah. We've got 212 miles till our first stop goes. Should we check the settings? What modes you got this thing in?
I've
Yeah.
got it in standard with a soft ride feel, pretty high regen. The stability's on.
You don't want to drift it?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Allegedly, somebody else might do that. I'm not sure, but it will not be me.
I think we should get you out on track in this thing.
I think I would flip it.
No, you can't.
Well,
I've done everything possible with these and they
yeah,
haven't flipped.
You've never seen me try to drift. So, no, I will not be doing that.
Yeah, so there's no conserve mode in this because it's a dual motor version. You can see we just have a front and rear motor, and you can see that here as well. And so they actually automatically disconnect the rear clutch because it's dual permanent magnet. And so you're just going to run front wheel drive for most of this trip. Okay. We're also probably, if we need the range, going to drop the suspension down to low just to get a little bit better aerodynamics. Mm-hmm. But if we're not stretching it to the charging station, it's more comfortable and standard.
Yeah.
So we'll take that.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. We've got 1,000 miles to do. We're charged to 94%. This thing's brand new. It's got to break in. I bet the efficiency will get better as we go.
I bet you're right.
There's only one way to start, and that's to hit the brake and put it in drive.
Let's go.
And show and tell turned off climate control, which is why it's getting humid in here. So let me click temperature control on. Nice.
I'm still on camera. Hello. All right. Ooh, that looks a little gnarly.
Yeah, we're in tornado country out here.
Are we?
I don't know. I think so. Feels like
right.
it.
I know Kansas, but we're in Illinois, so.
Yeah, I feel like they could get tornadoes around here. If we get tornadoes in Colorado on the Front Range.
Yeah. Alrighty.
Omaha, Nebraska, stop number 1.
Okay, actually, first question.
Mm-hmm.
How do I just zoom in, but...
I had it on the route
guy?
view. Yeah, so if you uncheck route view, it'll go here.
Okay. Excellent. So it does want me to take a right here. And that's what I'll be doing. Goodbye, Heartland Community College.
They had a super beautiful EV program right in this building. Check out our Out of Spec Renew channel for a full tour of that. Absolutely amazing facility here.
They are training tomorrow's people. That's really important.
That is important. And a lot of it done by Rivian, actually. Mm-hmm. It seemed like there was a bunch of Rivian like prototypes in there and stuff. That was cool.
Sounds like they give back to the community quite a bit from what we gathered from the folks here at Heartland and from the mayor.
Yeah, we met the mayor of Normal. Yeah. He was pretty normal.
He was pretty great.
He was great. You sat next to him on the plane just by chance.
And me being me, I just can't shut up. I had to talk to him. So
and then you're like, let's do a video. And then we did. It was great. It worked out amazing.
Yeah.
So off we go. We'll hit the GoPro, get the music going. Scott's first trip. I'm sure we're going to learn a lot. And I can't wait to freaking do it.
I am stoked.
We are out on the road, and Scott, this is the first time I've experienced the hands-free eye tracking lane centering in Rivian. This is the new enhanced highway assist.
Yep.
And so when you took your hands off the wheel, it went to this mode. Now we are kind of hogging the left lane. So let's put your right turn signal on, see if it does an auto lane change.
Let's do it after this.
Oh yeah, someone's up on this side of the road. But one of the reasons I wanted to get a Gen 2 Rivian was for the improvements to software and hardware over my Gen 1 truck. So just being able to test this new hands-free system is absolutely amazing from my perspective. So let's see what it says when you hit the signal. So I think it's doing an auto lane change, hands-free.
Wow, okay, did not know I was going to be getting that.
What do you think you were going to get?
I just thought it was going to keep me in the lane, but I didn't know it was going to be similar to the Model 3 where I could change lanes.
Yeah.
Change lanes for me.
That's nice.
Shout out to Rhonda. That's her name.
You've named it Rhonda?
Yeah.
Okay, we can name it in the system. I can come over here to about vehicle name. Are we doing Rhonda with an H?
Yeah, duh. R-H-O-N-D-A. Rhonda.
R-H-O-N-D-A. Rhonda.
Sick. She has a name.
Amazing. And yeah, so you've got auto lane changes. Boom.
Wow. Pretty nifty.
That's sick. And we're coming back into the weather again. Scott's figured out how to use the wipers. Oh, she has taken over.
I didn't like that.
What?
It made me nervous.
That you were close to the truck?
Yes.
So it should scooch to give you some more room. Some other systems do that. So maybe Rivian can add that.
Yeah.
I thought it did that, by the way, but it
Maybe
didn't do it there.
The weather's kind of weird. I don't know. That truck was coming over. I don't know.
Well, you can always take over like that and we're good.
Yeah. I do like that I can just grab it and go back.
Yeah.
But...
So when you're back in the center of the lane, then you can put it back on.
Am I not in the center?
No, you can see it's yelling at you for driving on the line.
Barely past kindergarten. Okay. So it's a double pull.
So keep your hands on, and then when it gives you that indication right there,
I can take them off.
yeah, like that signal to take your hands off, now go off the wheel, then it should transition
Okay.
once it recognizes that you're not touching, and there you go.
Yeah. And we're not going to hog the left lane.
No, because no good driver hogs the left lane. This is really difficult for the camera to see, by the way,
Yeah.
because the sun is shining right on a wet road and you can barely see the lane markings, and it's doing an amazing job. So the only problem with this system is it relies on pre-mapped roads, and that should be getting updated soon, but around Fort Collins, the roads are not mapped.
No, and not really around. There's quite a bit of construction in Evergreen as well, so I'll be curious how that goes. There's also a lot of dirt roads in Evergreen.
It won't work on dirt roads
Okay.
at the moment. It's not like autopilot where it does it in the city and stuff.
Okay.
It's just for highway.
I think I was comparing it to the FSD that I experienced in the Model 3.
Yeah, not close to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is pretty great.
Yeah, so now it's asking you to put your hands back on the wheel.
Where do you see that?
Well, maybe not. I thought this...
I think it's because I was looking at you because it has the eye tracker in here.
Yeah, you're right.
I think if I look at you for too long, it says, absolutely not, that's not safe. Just a thought.
Yeah, I think you're totally right. So there was a warning over there of something. And it says lane merge ahead on the screen.
So we'll see how it handles that.
This is pretty sick. Man, it's nice. Ride's nice.
Good job, Rivian.
The new suspension improvements to R1S really make a difference over Gen 1. I'm not saying it's perfect, but it's pretty good.
Yeah,
And we're out cruising in your new Rivian.
that doesn't feel real.
That's awesome. We are coming into rain, quite a bit of rain. And we noticed earlier the automatic windshield wipers have not been working. And you can see we're getting, quite a bit of water on the windshield. We have the wipers in automatic. You can see right there, automatic wiper.
Automatic high.
And we're in auto high, which should be the most sensitive. Now we've manually selected the lights to come on, but the wipers don't work. This is like worse than Tesla. What the heck? So maybe the auto wiper sensor is just foobar, and that's an issue.
And I'm not going to focus on filming because I actually need to be able to see.
Yeah, so we're going to put those on manually. Cool. Yeah, downpour. I like how they do label each level of rainstorm. That is kind of fun.
Being from North Carolina, I do not think this is considered a downpour, but this is the rate I want my windshield wipers back. But yeah, definitely a little spooky.
Need to get the windshield wipers looked at ASAP, or the wiper sensor. That might go in for warranty. Welcome to Grinnell, Iowa. Man, couple 100 miles down in this thing. We got it down to 9% on arrival.
Yep.
It wanted to go to Electrify America at a much higher state of charge, and we said, hell no, we can run this battery down farther and use the adapter. Scot's first Rivian supercharging session at the good old Come and Go, not rebranded to Maverick out here. They've kept it OG. The viewers love this place.
I am sure they do.
And yeah, crack that baby open.
Okay, so already I don't know. I'm pretty sure I attached this first. I don't plug it into the vehicle first.
Yeah, that's the way I do it. I don't know if it matters too much which order you go.
Well, when we were at the Amphenol booth at ACT, they said you plug the adapter in first and then you add.
Yeah, that was weird. That just feels wrong
Okay.
to me. But maybe that I always interface this first, then plug it all in. The couple things we should talk about though. Billing and payment for this. So Rivian supports plug-in charge. yeah. Charging isn't free.
Well, in my world.
Okay, so plug-in charge does work with Tesla superchargers. And I'm pretty sure since this is attached to my account, it bills my credit card. So,
Great.
Okay, but it bills my credit card at the non-member rate, which is the most expensive kind of charging.
Do we know what that looks like dollars-wise?
It changes on every station.
Okay.
So I pay $12 a month to be a Tesla member. And that means I buy down the per kilowatt hour rate. The problem is, it is chilly out here, isn't it? Well, and the Rivian started preconditioning about 10 minutes ago.
Yeah,
It
at 7 miles away.
Yeah, 7 miles away, it kicked on preconditioning just a little bit. So the battery's at a good temperature. And the reason we're not plugging in yet, because Scott's learning.
Yeah.
So if we use the Tesla app, we have to go into the app, pre-authorize the station, then plug it in. That way it bypasses plug-in charge. However, I think it would be cool for your first ever charging session and for the viewers to see plug-in charge work, and we'll just eat the higher cost because we got such a good lease deal. We can afford one session. And I also just want to comment that Rivian really should integrate with my Tesla app to offer the cheaper charging with plug-in charge.
Yeah, that would be really nice.
That's like a big miss, and they got to get that sorted. So, all right. Scott's plugging in for the first time. The first ever charging session for her Rivian R1S. You're about to witness the blazing fast max pack charging curve, which you've heard so much about.
Shiver, shiver.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
It's in. I heard contactors clicking. I'm not seeing
Okay.
any. Oh, it's...
The light.
Things are happening. Things are happening.
Unplug and try again. That's pretty on brand for me.
It's going. It's going. That it just does that when you plug into Tesla chargers.
Okay.
Oh, maybe plug and charge. Wait, it's going.
This is interesting.
What's it? That so we've had two unplug and try agains. Now it's going starting.
I wonder if it's trying to recognize the account.
Yeah, it must. I mean, I would think it hooks up to my account automatically, but you may have to, for each individual Rivian, hook up a credit card. I'm not sure.
Or is the Rivian already in the... I'm not familiar with the Tesla Supercharger app.
But it's in the Rivian app, because you actually pay Rivian and then they pay Tesla.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's what it's
So-
starting.
It says it's starting, but the handshake time should be quicker than this, you would think. And it's thinking, gonna make sure we're totally interfaced here. We are completely plugged in. Scott did a good job making sure all the contacts were contacted. But it might be, might not just be set up in the app yet.
Okay.
I'm gonna unplug and plug back in and see if that makes a difference. Yeah, here you go.
All right. Got shaky hands.
You can put it to 1x and it'll be less shaky. Okay, so we're going to restart this process. Reset.
Reset.
And then this coming into the CCS port, that. Okay, things are happening. Let's check the Riv.
I'm gonna do another handoff here
Yeah.
because I am shivering so bad.
Okay. It's not too cold out
No,
here,
but I think I just got a little overheated in here. Now I'm really cold.
So now it says starting. We didn't have any unplug and try again situations. I think I'm shivering too. Holy smokes.
It's really.
It's 57, but it feels colder.
I think we were a little toasty in the car.
Yeah, we did have it warm in the car. Yeah, Scott, I'm thinking we've got a billing and payment situation where it's not hooked up.
Okay, so we should pause and check that out.
Yeah, so I think what I'm going to do is activate it from my Tesla app, pre-authorize, and then plug in. And I think that's the way to do it. So I'm going to unplug.
With the professional, because I would not know what to do in this scenario.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Your reasoning and you're working out the issue, I wouldn't know. Just like the first time.
What would you do? Just start screaming?
I might cry.
Okay.
I would probably try to Google it or call Rivian. Logically, that's what I would do.
Oh, wait, you wouldn't try the Tesla app?
No, I wouldn't think to do that. I would think that I was doing something wrong. I would not blame it on the app.
This is going to be a great 2 years of car ownership. Okay. That's not the thing to do. You gotta start troubleshooting properly. All right, let's.
I troubleshoot all day.
Well, maybe here. We're gonna work on your flow logic here.
Okay, as a side note, I am a developer and I do actually think logically. Are we going to try a different one?
Well, that could also be an issue. It could be a dead stall.
Okay.
It could be that your truck doesn't want a DC charge at all. We could come up with a million reasons.
Okay.
Let's start with the easiest one, which is there's probably no credit card hooked up to this car. We are leaving. Got some snacks. Got some extra Excedrin just in case. We got people running over here. I don't know what's going on over here in Iowa.
I have a party here at the Come and Go.
Yeah, the school bus is letting off. Holy smokes.
We're not going to catch the kids on camera, though, because
well.
they're not our kids.
Oh, okay. Didn't know that was a rule. Anyway, it's really freaking windy out here. And, yeah, so we just derated on charging performance. I just checked our Rivian app. Let's see why. I think we either hit the internal charging curve of the car where it said, hey, I can't take any more power, or we overheated the supercharger handle. And I'm going to guess we overheated the supercharger handle. Just feel the temperature on that. See if it's cold.
It's not cold, but it feels quite nice.
Oh, is it hot though? Let me
I would.
Oh, not that hot.
I wouldn't consider that hot. No.
Yeah, but it's definitely toasty. Yeah, toasty's how it.
Bathwater.
See if you can crack this bad boy open. Let's show the viewers what we're at. Yeah, so also phone key walking up. That's weird how it didn't auto unlock.
I don't know if that's a setting that I need to add or
We're
what.
down to 144 kilowatts at 46%. I actually feel like that's the normal charging curve.
Okay.
Max packs just don't charge well. That's the nature of the beast with these. We've got people running everywhere around here.
It's making me nervous.
Okay, let's. I mean, it's not like it's dangerous.
I know, I just don't want somebody to get hit.
Where are you going? Oh, I'm driving. That's right. Man, we're tapering pretty hardcore, and it does say it's not limited by charging station. So I'm going to agree with you, Scott, that this is how the Rivian charges.
Yeah.
Which is atrocious. 139 kilowatts at 47%. Come on.
But we did expect it.
Oh, we expected it. I can't give them that much crap. We did pay for this.
I totally knew what I was getting. So,
Yeah.
you know, again, for me, all of this outweighs.
You just got a lot more time to enjoy it at charging stations than you really should.
I'm gonna enjoy this thing forever.
Well, it's
For 2 years.
2 year lease.
For now.
For 24 months, you're going to enjoy it forever. Also odd how it went to FM, but now it's on my account.
Does it realize that you're interesting?
So yeah, it must know that it hooked up to my phone and auto went to my account. So I guess I can start setting up all my settings on how I'd like it to work. Proximity locking. Yes, that was the move.
I don't have that.
And now you've got it on your phone and my phone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you can also turn it off at home. So like if you're walking around the house, it won't just keep blinking outside.
Which we have to do because I park very close to my living room.
Yes.
And that was an issue when I had your R1T. It would go tweet, tweet, tweet.
Oh, okay.
Every time I walked into my living room.
You can choose what type of lock sound you'd like.
But not whinny.
No horse sounds, unfortunately. Kneel vehicle upon parking, no.
Does that lower the suspension?
Yes, but it does, I think, just put a little bit more wear and tear on everything.
Of course.
So I'm going to say, hell no, forward collision warning early. Enhanced highway assist, lane departure, normal, vibration off, sound off, but it can ping me back in. That's totally fine.
I wonder if mine had the vibration on because I did not feel that.
Yeah, that's weird, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
Okay, we're going to go to both so I can see percent and miles. It's one of my favorite. We're up to date 2025.10.30 on this thing. And yeah, we've got the 22-inch range wheels. Everything's good. I'm just going to double check everything's good, but I think that's most of the settings I needed to go through. It's got you and me in there. It's got legal, about. We've done, this was our leg, 247 miles, and we burned 117.8 kilowatt hours, getting just over 2 miles per kilowatt hour. So this is why you really can't trust that 400 mile of range number on this thing. Okay. This is more like 300 and a bit. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of the thing Rivian did, is they squeezed out everything they could to beat the numbers in the EPA test. You get it out in the real world, and then you're like,
that's not really the case.
400's not so possible.
Also something that I knew.
Yeah, you did know that. And especially when you throw a trailer on this thing.
Yes, but luckily for me, if my horses are going anywhere far, they're getting on the semi.
You're not doing long distance with them.
No, I'm not doing it. They get to go on air rides, so not an issue for me.
Nice. And
I named her Rhonda.
Yeah, Rhonda, that's right. I think that's in this video.
Is it? Okay.
I think so. I think hopefully Timon put it in.
Hear it again.
But this is atrocious. 123 kilowatts at 51%. Even my Rivian is better than this with a smaller battery pack. And this is just that Samsung 53G cell sucking ass. It's terrible. Bring back the old 50G.
I don't know what that means.
The old cell. Like in my truck, charges a bit better than this one.
Yeah.
And it's a smaller battery too.
Yeah.
So we can add more energy in less time with a smaller battery. So they wanted to get as much energy capacity in this one, but they really left the power density very low on the charging performance. There's not much they can do to this beyond just little massaging is my feeling. But it just sucks because we could have been out of here by now.
For this being my first EV road trip, I didn't know that, so I will trust you on that.
But you're not annoyed with the charging performance, yes?
Not yet. I think I might feel differently if I really needed to get somewhere by a certain time and I didn't plan ahead, but I typically plan ahead, and that's just part of having an EV, I think.
Yeah. Great.
We have the luxury of having all day tomorrow. Yeah, so.
I'm glad we differ here because this is your car.
I understand the frustrations and I recognize them. For me and my life, it's not a big of a deal right now.
And actually, probably for the majority of our viewers, they don't care either. Yeah, they're like you.
You're welcome. Here's a realistic view.
Yeah, I'm just complaining because I want faster charging because it's cool.
Well, you want to push it and you want it to be better for everybody overall. And I think that's reasonable. But without people like you, nothing would improve, right?
Now, for the lease we paid for this thing, this is totally reasonable charging. But if you were to spend $105,000 and get 120 kilowatts at 54%, that's trash, in my opinion.
Yes, I completely agree with that. And I think I'm not being realistic about that because I'm forgetting that this is a ridiculously expensive car and I would be frustrated.
Yeah. But
I want to stop, run in, and then get on the road.
But people paid more for Nissan Leafs than you paid for this. Well, then I paid for this for you. But yes.
Thanks.
Cheap. What else do we got to say? It's definitely not the charger limiting because Scott, it will tell you when the charger's limiting. It goes limited by charging station.
Okay, we will learn that maybe on our way back.
Yeah, if we go to EA, we might see it.
Okay, maybe we should do that just as a test. When we have time. Yeah, overall, it's a great experience and it still doesn't feel real, so.
Amazing.
Yeah.
We'll wait here to charge and we'll leave here in, I don't know, 10 minutes or something like that.
Sweet. Let's get to snacking.
Oh yeah, that's right. I got a little cheese stick. I hate cheese.
You do hate cheese. Why did you? Oh.
I'll eat the meat side.
Yes. You're working on your protein.
Gotta get the protein intake up.
Yes. I have protein shakes too.
Oh, good. Thank God.
All right, I'm gonna toss these, and I will see you guys later.
We are charged up to 64% state of charge, which puts us at 27 miles, which is like 7% state of charge on arrival, which is plenty. Andreas has not given us a word back if there's charging there or not. So the two plans, if there is charging and if there isn't charging. If there is charging, we just go straight there. We're fine. If there isn't charging, we have got to find a DC charger nearby.
Which I think we saw one.
On the way. So there's nothing really on the way.
I thought it was down yonder.
There is something on the way. And it's this EA station right there.
But it does have the C rating.
The C rating. But since Rivian doesn't pay Electrify America for real-time status, which I think is kind of a shame.
What is real-time status?
We don't actually know if those are available or unavailable at the moment. So we've got to check the EA app.
Okay, which I have.
Right. So Tesla gives the data. So like if we were to look at, I don't know, let's see, are these Tesla stations? Yeah, Tesla needed, if we go to details and even showed it there, it says 7 of 8 chargers available and it'll tell you which ones.
Okay.
EA, if we go and look at that one, let's just zoom in on this bad boy here. You can see details. It says availability unknown, no status.
Okay.
So we've got to check the actual Electrify America app to find that out.
That would be a really nice improvement, actually.
Yeah, they have to pay EA a bunch of money to get it. Kind of worth it.
Kind of worth it.
Kind of worth it.
When you're selling off cars for like $100,000 plus, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
You're right.
Better user experience, happier customers, long-time customers, just a thought.
Or it should come with like premium connectivity, which you got to subscribe to or something like that.
Yeah, that would be a great way to offset the cost. And, you know, if you travel a lot, I think that would help.
Yeah, having real-time station status, regardless of the cost, super important, I think, unless it's like $1 trillion or something insane.
Yeah.
So we can always charge over here, you know, sort of at a farther away Electrify America station on the way, but we can definitely already make it to this station. And the move is to always just juice up a bit before you go to bed. A, your battery's not sitting dead all night. And B, if it gets cold, like let's say it deep freezes overnight, your car's going to charge super slow in the morning because the battery will be frozen.
Yes, I experienced that with the Model 3.
Yep, you know that. So it's always good to charge on the way in rather than on the way out. Unless you, for whatever reason, are, don't want to get moving in the morning.
Yeah.
So we'll figure that out on the way, and we'll see if Andreas can find some chargers or not. I think it's pretty cool how the Gen 2 R1s have this progress light bar along the front here, so you can see how much it's charged and then how much left is to go. I think it should be doing that around the rear as well, and I believe it's a setting you can turn on and off, but this is pretty cool. Yeah, so you can just go by any Rivian and see what state of charge they're charging at. Love that. This can also be used as an emergency light. Super clever. I really love this dynamic light bar on the rear. So we are charged up to 69% state of charge. We've added 98 kilowatt hours into the battery pack. Actually, could you go to the charging menu? You swipe up from the bottom, hit that energy, and then yeah, sometimes it does the little false tap. Like it knows you hit it, but it didn't open.
We have noticed that a couple times already. Is that the same with your Rivian as well?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
And then if you go to session summary in the bottom left, does it tell you? Yeah, so 98.2 went to the battery pack and only 400 watt hours and 500 watt hours were used as basically cash burn, if you will. We basically put in 100 kilowatt hours this session. I have no idea what we're paying for electricity, but it's probably like $40 charge, 35, 40 bucks,
Yeah,
somewhere around there.
Accurate.
Yeah, I think we're paying 35, 40 cents per kilowatt hour. Would seem reasonable for something like this. So, no question, driving electric and publicly charging is super expensive right now, and home charging's way cheaper.
Yes, if you have access.
If you don't have access to home charging, buy a really efficient EV so you don't have to, push all this air out of the way and cost a ton of money. So we've added 100 kilowatt hours basically to the battery pack. Let's head off to Omaha. We'll get there around midnight. So should be fun to end the charging session. Gen 2 actually has an ejecto seat cuz button, and I can hit that. It's going to try to stop the charging session. I can remove this, and we are good to rock and roll. Everyone in California is jealous of our charging experience because we've just seen our first other EV driver here. And in California, there are a bunch. I gotta actually adjust my seating position here. All right, nice. I can back my seat up a little bit. Nice. Remember, drive mode. One thing I gotta really say if you look out the front about the headlights, they kind of suck on this.
Really?
Yeah, so the low beams are not great, but your Rivian has something super cool. First of all, the high beams are pretty bright. Look at the battery. It's toasty.
Roasty toasty.
Roasting. 132F. It's in the orange. That's a smoking hot battery pack. One of the cool things your Rivian has is something called adaptive driving beam, or ADB. Mm-hmm. I like how you're eating right into the mic.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Okay, so I have ADB.
You have ADB, so when your automatic headlights are on, I don't know if it's a separate setting or not. Let's see. Vehicle, displays and lighting. Is there a high beam assist?
It's
adaptive.
on standard.
We gotta go to adaptive, so we gotta select it. So
Okay.
now ADB is on. And what it is essentially matrix. I have it set to adaptive, right? Mm-hmm. And I've got my lights set to auto. And let me make sure this is the way I gotta go. This is the way we gotta go. Let's send it, shall we?
Oh, God.
Full rip. That's batted with a hot battery. Keep in mind. Great thing for it. It's just to whack it when it's smoking hot.
Mm-hmm.
But man, she got up to speed just fine. Nice little rotation on the power as well. I'm just taking the racing line. Ignore the vibration. Stuff flew all over me here. We gotta really put some stuff away if we're gonna drive this thing hard.
I didn't know that was the plan.
No, I know. Sorry. Let me try out this driver assistance, and we're on. The adaptive driving beam is a matrix function, and now we're in enhanced hands-free driving. It will light up all the dark areas ahead, and then it will keep everyone oncoming in the dark. So it's Europe's had this forever, but Rivian was the first brand to launch with matrix adaptive driving beam functionality in the US, and now Tesla offers it, which is great. They offered it through an over-the-air software update. I believe Rivian did as well with Gen 2, and it's just a really cool system. So while there's no fog lights anymore, and I feel like the low beams got a little dimmer, I normally just drive my truck with
ADB?
fog lights on. I don't have ADB in mine.
Oh,
it's a
yeah.
Gen 2 only thing. So let's see if it does it here. Keep that camera pointed ahead. Let's shut this light off. And let's see if it lights up. So I can already see the matrix doing stuff. Oh, that's cool. So the oncoming is dark, but we're still high beams on the right.
Yeah, but you can see the curve.
And you can see it kind of doing stuff. Let's try out auto lane change. I've selected the lane change with an off ramp. Let's see if this freaks it out. Wow, that did a really good job, even considering there was a broken lane marking to that exit ramp. So much to get used to in the new R1S, but so far, Scott, this has been a wonderful experience. The rattle has gone away, as far as I can tell. Mm-hmm. And the driver assistance is cool. The adaptive driving beam matrix function, can't wait to play around with that over the next few hours and report back. And the charging performance sucked. No way around that. That was awful. But we knew that coming into this. We did not make an uninformed decision. And it's fun to watch the headlights do their thing.
I know.
I don't know if it's like too slow or if I'm just going to get used to it. But you can see it lit up that sign full, but then that truck is still in the dark. Mm-hmm. I wonder if it'll light this sign up again so we can show the viewers. No.
Not quite.
Okay, so maybe it's a little delayed. But now it's asking me to keep my hands on the wheel.
It does that from time to time.
Oh, it's doing all the headlight stuff. That's awesome. Oh, I'm so happy. Matrix headlights have made it to America. And right now it's only Tesla and Rivian and I think Lucid that offer it. Mm-hmm. Pretty sure it's just those three. So shout out those guys. The new big three, by the way. That's what I've been calling them.
Okay.
sound waves. 'Cause I'm already pouring my heart and soul into you. Wish you well.
And there is the Rivian brand new R1S.
What's up?
Hello, sir.
This thing's pretty fast. 11% state of charge. Still got some performance.
Yeah?
That was great.
11. It smells new even out here. Oh my god.
Yeah, that was the first time I ever hit the brakes.
Yeah?
Yeah. Got to bed them in properly.
Okay.
So we're at 11%.
We need to find charging.
We need to find charge. Did you check Spring Hill?
I checked plug share. There was nothing on there.
Okay. But sometimes these are all new,
Yeah.
and plug share people are using
Let's
less of.
drive over there.
Yeah, hop in.
Yeah. Sweet, sweet. Hello, Rivian.
My car. Oh, that was
Hi.
I did that earlier as well, actually.
We do a head bump.
Yeah, because you step up and then you're like,
Andreas, what's up, brother?
We gotta charge this thing up.
Okay, so we're in the middle of Iowa, Council Bluffs. There's a version 2 supercharger around here.
Technically, we're on the western edge of Iowa.
We're basically almost in Nebraska.
Nebraska.
And there's no level 2 charging for like all these 9 hotels and casinos and everything, best we can tell.
Nothing, yeah.
But we were driving through looking for chargers and found a row of NEMA 1450s. We're only about a half a mile or less from our hotel. Let's double check that these are NEMA 1450s. Indeed, it is. And indeed, we have the circuit on. So if this thing powers up, we'll get a little walk out of it.
Yeah.
And we'll be able to get enough juice to get to the next charger in the morning.
So what will be the fastest charge we would get out of this one here?
This will give us, well, I think this is only a 32 amp mobile connector, not a 40, which is kind of annoying. So we'll probably get 30 to 40 kilowatt hours overnight.
Oh, that's...
Which is about 25% state of charge.
Yeah.
Extra.
Yeah.
So we would probably leave at like 35 to 40% in the morning. Because keep in mind it's late now, it's midnight or close to it.
Yeah.
Scott's learning her mobile connector. Got in there the right way.
This,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm
Nice.
thinking this is the one.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, this is her first AC charge. This is what it's like. This is what it used to be like to road trip electric cars. I remember these days. And it's got juice. Oh, red. Oh,
White.
okay. That's good.
Yeah, so there's also a Tesla service center right across the street, but...
All the level 2s of the Tesla were taken, but we also don't have the AC adapter.
Right, there's 2 superchargers, but they're also taken. So,
Yeah.
Gotta try that.
Yeah, if this had a native NACS port, it would have been possible, but we missed that by, I don't know when it's not announced yet, but I think it's coming soon.
Nice.
And we're in. And it's charging. Do you think anyone's going to yell at us for charging out here? I don't think anyone cares. Look, it's literally a million NEMA 1450s around this entire parking
Yeah, all
lot.
these should be like fast charging units, you know?
Yeah, or just
Oh, yeah,
put-
over there too. I didn't even see those.
yeah, it goes around the whole thing. It's going to say like 20 hours to 100%.
Yeah, but it says 0.
Oh, yeah. So we haven't added any kilowatt hours yet. And it's doing 7.5. You know how we were doing 200 at the charging station before?
Yeah.
This is doing 7.5.
It's a little bit less.
A little bit less. Actually, shut off climate by pushing and holding the temperature there. Nice. Now we'll get even more in there. Yeah, we've added 100 watt hours. So, surprisingly, it says only 11 hours to 100%, but that is not accurate.
No.
No way. This is a 145 kilowatt hour pack.
Yeah. 7 kilowatts. Yeah.
10 hours would be 70 kilowatt hours. 20 hours would be 140 kilowatt hours. Let's just say 150. So it would be like, from this state of charge to 100, 10% to 100 would be like 18 hours, 17 hours, not 10. So their calculation's wrong.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think that's enough for us to not have to go and sit at a charger for an hour tonight. And it's enough for us to get to the next station in the morning.
Yep. Plenty.
This is OG road tripping. It's a road trip now that you're here. Hell yeah. I'm glad you flew all the way here just to go back. Yeah. Also, talk about saving the planet.
I know. It's 62 kilograms of CO2 was my flight seat.
Okay.
So,
62 grams.
Kilograms.
Kilograms.
Yeah. Which is,
That seems like a lot.
that's fine. Like per year, I think we average 12 tons if you live in the US.
Yeah.
So 60 kilograms is, you know, I can live with that.
I think only Europeans know what carbon even is. I never even think in terms of that.
Carbon doesn't exist in the US.
Yeah, that's right. We don't, you know.
Over there.
Yeah, full send, baby. All right, so I guess I'll get our bags and stuff, and we got to schlep them all over to the hotel. So, well, hopefully this thing just keeps ripping. I'm going to put the Sentry mode on this. Yep, and that is an exciting
Sweet.
overnight charge. We should almost get an Uber back to the hotel.
Sure, yeah. A big lifted diesel truck.
This is amazing. So yeah, when in doubt, ABC, always be charging. Do you like this thing, Andreas?
It's gorgeous. I mean, the wheels. I'm usually not a fan of those disc kind of wheels, but those I love.
Yeah, they did a good job on this.
The black.
It's all blacked out. Yep.
Gorgeous. Gorgeous thing.
All right. Well, I think we'll see what this thing's charged up to in the morning. I don't know exactly what time we're going to leave. I think we'll be between 40 and 50%.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
I say 47%.
47%. The thing is, we don't know what time we're leaving in the morning. What percent do you think we'll be charged up to in the morning?
It was at 10%.
Yeah. But we don't know what time we're going to leave in the morning, so we're just guessing.
43%.
She says 43. I'm going to guess... Yeah, we're all in the
Gotta
region.
be in the middle, 45.
Oh, so... No, then I have a really small chance of getting... I'm going to say if we wake up early, we'll be at lower state of charge.
Lower. All right.
Well,
Lower than 40.
So let's go 70%. We could sleep in.
Okay. 2025, owning an EV means
Well, so this is what it's like to own an EV.
you gotta walk to the hotel.
the real experience.
Yeah, so it's good because I got to hit my steps today. I've been sitting in the car. We've been out filming. We haven't really done much walking. Andreas, do you know I interviewed the mayor of Normal, Illinois today?
What's that, the podcast?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
This dude was amazing. Mayor Chris.
Mayor Chris.
He was so nice. And,
Cool.
yeah, so, but anyway, driving an EV in 2025 is so convenient. You show up dead. You can either sit in the back of a Walmart parking lot and risk getting shot.
Yeah.
Or you can sit in the back of a Pilot Flying J and risk getting shot. Or you can park at the casino, plug into an RV space, run away before they ticket you for stealing electricity, and then go sleep at your hotel.
Yeah. And then walk in the middle of the road.
Yeah, well, no one's around. And in the morning on the way, we're bringing Andreas to Bass Pro Shops because he's never been.
Never been.
I am so excited for you to experience that.
Can't wait.
It's like the Texas Roadhouse of retail.
What's waiting there? Oh, wow. Okay.
It's that good.
I'm
Sweet.
jumping in the tank.
We're getting all Bass Pro Shops hats.
Oh, my God.
We'll blend in with timing.
My
Sounds
dad
fun.
would be so proud.
Hell yeah.
Can't wait. And then we go to, what's that other chain? The one your dad loves? No. Cracker Barrel.
Cracker Barrel.
Oh, I love Cracker
amazing.
Barrel.
Actually, never been. So
You've never been to
I don't know. I know.
Now
I
it's
know.
really a road trip
Disappointing.
because you have to experience these
All right,
wonderful
Bass Pro
things.
Shops, Cracker Barrel. What else? We needed one more thing. Have you ever been to the world's largest truck stop?
No, but I've seen a video about it. Yeah.
So
Is that
I
on the
thought
way?
we were going to go by it today, but it must be in the other direction.
Oh, like east?
I think it's more east.
Okay.
I don't know, but I thought we were going to go by it here in Iowa, but it must be somewhere else.
Okay. Yeah, it's somewhere in this neck of the woods.
In this neck of the woods. That's right.
Okay. We got a plan for tomorrow.
Yeah, we got to find one more thing, but it's an American road trip and an American
Yeah.
SUV.
Let's just have dinner at Texas Roadhouse in Denver. Then we get in.
Oh.
Easy
It's like a
peasy.
dream day.
Easy peasy. Love it. Bojangles. Gotta go further south, I
We
guess.
go to Waffle House. Really round it all up.
Waffle House. I haven't been in a while. That's team food
I
here,
don't
kind
think
of.
they have what I can eat there.
Oh, yeah. It's the weekend. I've already cheated tonight.
I've already cheated. Yeah, you're on a diet too. Come
Yeah, pretty much the same thing. So, yeah.
on. Well, anyway, that's how long you have to walk if you drive it away.
Yeah, it was like an 8-minute walk.
We also could have just parked it overnight and then charged it in the morning,
Yeah.
but always be charging. Get free juice.
and There was,
ABC.
another little adventure. Cool. Good night, viewers. See you tomorrow morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Coffee.
Scott's working over here. We're going to go run and get the car.
Yeah.
And Oh, it's not raining now, but it looks like it did rain.
Yeah, got some rain, which is nice.
Nice hotel, by the way. Courtyard by Marriott.
Yeah, something better than staying in a nice hotel. Walk outside and continue with the road trip.
That's right. We get to go on a road trip today. So you don't have it with you, but you also brought your Rivian mug.
Yeah, I did. We'll put it in the video later.
Andreas owns Rivian swag. Where'd you get it from?
From the Rivian Space, it's called, right?
Yeah.
In Rhino, in Denver, North Denver.
I just think Rivian has the best branding and overall vibe.
I agree.
They're so good.
Yeah.
I can't wait for R3X.
Hell yeah.
I think you could drive one of those if they get FSD.
Yeah,
They just need to license FSD and we're done. And that's good. I will say we've been really impressed with the driver assistance system in this. You've recently used Super Cruise in a Silverado trip.
Yeah, that's right. Out to Vegas.
And you've used Ford's Blue Cruise trip across the country.
Called
And
Blue now.
Blue what? Oh. And now you're going to be able to experience enhanced highway assist.
Hands highway assist.
It's
Okay.
hands-free now in Rivian. I didn't even remember that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And does it rely on pre-mapped?
Yes, but most of the roads we're going on are mapped.
Yeah, I-80. That's it.
Yeah. So far we haven't really had an issue with that.
Okay, good.
As soon as we enter Colorado, everything goes to shit
Okay.
because all of our roads
Yeah.
are not mapped.
Oh, I thought yeah, because of potholes.
Oh, potholes. Yeah, it doesn't seem to avoid those. It also doesn't scooch for trucks.
Oh yeah.
So anyway, we charged up. Well, it's 9 a.m. We charged up a lot more than I was calculating. We're over 50%.
Yeah. 53.
So, just a short little 5-minute walk over to the car. Not even, honestly. It's just on the other side of the parking lot right over there.
Yeah, kind of like to go on those daily walks.
Yeah, we're trying to hit our step goals. And, and we're juiced up. So I think we should at least take a stroll inside Bass Pro Shops.
Yeah, never been.
Just so you can see what it's like. We've also got an interesting statue.
Is that aluminum or stainless steel?
I don't know.
How many side effects can you build out of this?
You could build a lot of Cybertrucks out of this. Reactions.
Holy S. Look at those. The ceiling is like 10 miles up there.
Welcome to Bass Pro Shops, brother. This is amazing, isn't it?
Holy. It is amazing.
It's amazing. It's so cool.
Sweet. I want an aquarium now. I want to start fishing. And I want a grizzly bear in my living room.
Amazing. Yeah. And we've got a trout pond right here.
Yeah.
It's amazing. We are heading back to the R1S. Andreas, we got some hats at Bass Pro Shops.
Yes.
We will wear them later on in the video.
Yep.
And, dude, the R1S is looking great.
So good.
I am totally a Rivian fan.
Yeah, you too.
We went to the supercharger yesterday. It charged really slow, and I was like, God damn it. But we knew coming into this,
Yeah.
there's no surprise here. It just charges like ass.
Yeah.
Other than that, and the sound system, everything's amazing.
Yeah, I love Rivian. It's
And the software is getting good.
yeah,
It's a little buggy.
a little buggy.
A little buggy. You want to drive it over to the hotel?
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look at the state of charge. I'll throw this in here, and I got to put Bluetooth on. Oh, no, it must be opened up automatically. How about that? Nice. We've got to clean some stuff out of this thing.
New car smell.
Oh, yeah, 57%. We put in 70 kilowatt hours.
Wow.
That's like a full charge Model 3, basically.
Yeah. It still says 8 hours.
Yeah, it says 8 hours remaining.
It's a bug.
That time to full was a bug for sure.
Yep.
But everything is good. We're at 57%. See, like just by walking for 5 minutes, we saved a whole charging stop.
Exactly. Yeah.
Always be charging.
Walking is the future.
All right, let's walk back to Colorado.
Let's unplug this baby. So
Nice.
light. So light.
Are you back to a J1772 CCS guy, or are you a NAX guy?
I'm a nice guy, I would say.
NAX guy, yeah.
All right.
Nice. Thanks for the free juice.
17.
No one
It's a great job.
No one came to complain. I feel like we kind of stole electricity, but we'll give them a shout out in the video as a thank you. Go to Horseshoe. I think it's a casino and like an event center.
Yeah, looks like it.
I feel like paid advertisement in exchange for the charging, worth it.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Totally. That's a equal exchange of services right there.
Agree. Beautiful trunk. Front.
So this vibrates at speed. Same on my truck, but you can see it's a little bit loose.
Yeah.
It's really thin metal. And so you're going down the highway and the hood's kind of...
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I'm like, wow, that's what you want in a $100,000 car. Now, Andreas is very familiar with Rivian because you drove the last generation dual motor max pack aero wheels
Did.
on a race to Vegas.
That's correct, yeah, with Jordan.
And so now we have the generation 2 with better suspension, better driver assistance. I don't know what else. Different electrical architecture, but you won't notice that while driving.
I do.
The clutch disconnect is a bit better in this one, but it's still annoying.
I just love the... Like, I'm not a stock guy. I'm fine with the Model 3 without stocks, but this dog is very satisfying too.
I agree. It's got the perfect weighting to it.
The cameras are much better too. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's true. So Gen 2, much better cameras.
God, look at that.
And one thing I have to say that's really nice, it started up in with auto suspension leveling off.
Okay.
So I deselected it yesterday because normally by default they always lower at speed,
Right.
and it rides like crap.
Yeah.
And so we're doing that if we couldn't make it to a charging station. Battery stayed relatively toasty, and we are now off to the hotel.
SUV life.
I could see you getting a Rivian.
Yeah, I think that's my future 2-car solution. Where am I going, by the way?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I was waiting for you to figure out we were at a dead end.
R1S and a Model 3 would be a nice 2-car solution.
That is good. Not a T. You'd go for an S.
Oh yeah, I love the S.
Okay, very nice.
Yeah.
Right across from our hotel is the Tesla service center. How about that?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, let's take a look. They have an orange i3, Andreas.
Oh, nice.
Love that one.
Yeah.
New Model Y.
Yeah.
They even have a supercharger. How about that?
So 2.
So I see one version 3 cabinet
Yeah.
and just 2 dispensers? Really? Just one dispenser? No. Oh, 2 dispensers. 2 dispensers, and then I'm guessing there's another 2 inside.
Mm-hmm.
That would be my prediction. That's a really nice service center.
Yeah.
Old Model Y, new Model Y, old Model Y, Cybertruck. Yeah. The OGS, not totally OG, but when they switched from nose cone to the refresh before Raven or anything, that was like 2017,
Yep.
end of 2016, the best ones, I think. This is a beautiful service center. Holy smokes.
Too.
Looks brandy new. Yeah, really nice. They did a good job here. Oh, and they've got the new Y on display out here with the lights
I
on.
walked by her last night. The Cybertruck light was still on.
Oh, in the
So
showroom?
sick,
Oh,
yeah.
cool. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Love that.
God, the new Y is really growing on me.
Really?
Like, yeah, I didn't
It's
like it at
it's
first.
doing the opposite for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't like the front end as much as I want to.
Okay.
Yeah, I like the back of it though.
Yeah, just wish the rear light bar will be on like
All the time. I agree, 100%.
so sexy buttons, please.
Yep, absolutely.
That happen.
All right, we are off. Oh, another Florida Cybertruck, just like ours.
Yeah.
Courtyard by Marriott. We got to pick up Scott. Let's not leave without her.
No, Scott, hop in.
We're stealing her car. We are loaded up, ready to start the road trip for the day. I think Andreas is probably going to drive for the first bit. And let's see what it looks like to get back. Fort Collins, Colorado, 521 miles as the crow flies. See, no Rivian chargers along the way, unfortunately. 3 charging stops it's wanting. But it wants to stop at 138 miles of range. I feel like Andreas and I don't want to do that. Especially because this thing charges pretty poorly up top. So we may stretch it down this way a little bit before we go. How are you doing, Scott?
Very good. I'm excited to just be in the back while you guys drive.
Yeah, you don't have to drive today. Not that you had to drive yesterday, but new car day.
I know, but I wanted to.
Yeah. And today you don't want to.
No, I want to, but I want Andreas to enjoy it. And yeah, walking out to it just now was really exciting. I think it now is like hitting me. So.
Okay, great. We've got, whoops, couple wrong touch points here. So it wants to go Lincoln. Let's see what's out over this way. What is this one?
Look at how cool the roof looks with the rain on it. Isn't that cool?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, you're filming.
That's all good. And then you can open up the roof.
Yeah.
Like that.
Ah.
And then you can close it like that.
I love that feature.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Let's see. We've got, Pilot Flying J would be cool to hit. A little EV Go station. One of the canopy ones. Can we make it without charging though? Let's hit remove charging stops. It says no, we can't make it. Continue anyway. We'll figure it out.
The driver's seat is unoccupied. What does that mean?
Would you like to drive?
I would like to drive.
Yeah. We're actually going to Cracker Barrel.
Oh yeah, that's right. Dave, first time. Exactly.
Yeah, that's my dad kind of place.
Yeah.
And also, yeah, so Andreas had his Bass Pro Shops experience. Oh, Scott.
Yeah.
We all got Bass Pro Shop hats.
What?
Yeah. And this is yours.
Oh, wow.
I know,
it's so well,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah. And then,
Thank you, sir. Sideways, right?
absolutely.
This bill is so big.
Oh my god.
This is huge on me.
Representing. So if they could just
Representing
do,
our culture.
if Bass Pro Shops and Texas Roadhouse could do a collaboration.
Please.
For
Plus
us,
charging.
Yeah, and then put in some DC charging.
Yeah.
I feel like I would die of happiness.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Okay, so we've got our Bass Pro Shops hats. Not sponsored, but maybe one day.
One day.
Scott, can you ask them to sponsor us?
Yeah, I'll send an email.
Okay. And let's go to Cracker Barrel. This is America.
Oh my god.
We are off to Cracker Barrel, and we're asking Scott if she likes her map north up or direction of travel
The
up.
make it or break it question.
It is a make it or break it. She may
I
not work for
already
out
know
of spec
the
after
answer.
this. What is it?
No, I know the correct answer, but I know my preference.
Yeah, we're asking your preference.
It's just like Netflix with subtitles or without subtitles. Same category.
Which also I use subtitles,
Oh my
so
God.
I fear
Back to the hotel.
I do prefer it in direction of travel.
Fired.
No.
Fired. Fired. Both of you.
You can stay.
Not that you work for us, but you're both fired. North up is the only correct choice.
No.
It's just a little confusing.
How are you supposed to read a map like this?
Because look at where we're going. Look straight ahead. There's a curve coming up to the right.
Yeah.
And I see it on the map.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get it, but now you have no orientation as to which way you're heading.
But if you have north up and you're going south,
South,
and you have
yes.
to turn left, it shows you turn right. Like, it's the most confusing thing on planet
It's called
Earth.
using an ounce of brain power.
I don't have that.
I use my brain too much.
So I can't be with you guys in the car. I'm going to go rent a car.
Look at the bridge. Holy.
Oh, wow. What the heck?
Wow.
That is one hell of a bridge.
Yeah, sweet.
This is why we go road tripping.
Exactly.
So we can see this bridge.
Is it worthy of the GoPro?
It is not worthy of the GoPro. Casey's, no charging here. We checked yesterday, I think.
We got several of those.
Yeah, Casey's are
Midwestern thing.
popular.
That is sweet.
That
What's
is,
that?
it's like scrap metal bridge.
They had a bunch of cool art around here, actually.
Council Bluffs.
They had large statues. They had metal artwork. It's pretty cool. All around the city, town.
It's a city. This is huge here. I know there's a supercharger somewhere around here that has a Panda Express and a Starbucks.
God, heaven.
Yes. If only they had direction of travel map at the same location.
Yeah, I know, but no way we can find it. So blind spot camera quality definitely improved, but it's still a little bit fishbowl-y.
Yeah, so the angle's a little warped.
Yeah. Warp. Yeah.
But
Warp speed.
you can tell someone's there or not.
Yep.
Which I think's more or less the intention.
Yep.
But these cameras, like when you look the overhead,
Mm-hmm.
and you can do this at speed, which is kind of cool. look at this. You could fit another truck in between us and that truck. Yeah, really, really nice camera system.
Referral.
Through the red. Oh my gosh, Texas Roadhouse.
Oh my god. Okay, it's still another night here.
Yeah, we gotta come and spend some time and visit the local shops here. You gonna rip it?
Yeah, just wait if it's cheap.
They're full
Get up
throttle.
to speed, people.
And let's see some German Autobahn driving here.
Okay. Hats flying around.
Yeah, baby. It rips.
Yeah.
And it's way faster in sport mode than in all-purpose, by the way.
Just getting the shit out of this guy.
Yeah, we are. Coming up on him quick.
Is it? Okay.
The best life insurance you can buy is buckling your belt. 69 traffic deaths this year. That's because you floored it on the on-ramp.
I did. Yeah.
You know, that added to it.
I think people die more often because they don't know how to speed up on a highway.
Absolutely. They
Nice
just merged. I
series.
know.
Beautiful.
That is a really good spec.
Well,
seven
1K,
series.
man. Really?
Love it. That is a great plate for definitely a used 7 Series.
Yeah.
Was not the original owner.
Yeah, no. 401K. So is he like a bank guy, investment guy?
Savings, investment, retirement guy.
Oh,
Yeah, okay.
Cool guy, my kind of guy.
And we're off to Cracker Barrel.
Cracker Barrel.
Cracker Barrel.
Gotta send a photo to you, Dad.
Yeah, we'll send a photo to my
He's
dad.
gonna be so proud. Oh, I see the sign.
We've arrived. There is an Electrify America station in the near. It's not actually in this parking lot, but it's within walking distance. The problem is by the time we plug in, walk back here, get food, then it's going to be done. We'll get idle fees. Car will be at 100%.
Yeah, we need slower charging.
We need slower charging closer by.
Yeah, that's right.
So if there was like a 40 or 50 kilowatt, that same Audi S8 just pulled in here from the hotel. See, they've got the right idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we should beat this tour bus in, by the way, because that could be a disaster.
Yeah.
So let's all I'm saying is let's get some slow power DC charging around here.
Cracker Barrel.
Cracker Barrel, get on it. Andreas's first Cracker Barrel.
You got meat?
You got meat? What'd you get?
I have fake meat.
Impossible meat.
Yeah.
I got a steak and eggs.
He's got a steak at 10 a.m. in the morning.
It's protein, baby, and a fruit cup. We're making Out of Spec healthy.
Yeah.
By the way, this is not the most appetizing looking fruit cup. Yeah.
Is it tomato?
I don't know what that is. Andreas, you have now consumed it. Yeah, what you got over here?
I got here, according to Scot, a real, how do you use the phrase? Real maple syrup.
Real maple syrup.
Yeah, so-
You know, this liquid.
So you do that, you open that, and pour it over your pancake.
Oh, nice.
Then you eat it. But it's full, so I'm not gonna eat it.
You could have at least one bite. Give us the review.
I would never waste food, so
Yeah.
you gotta slow-mo this. Just kidding.
Yeah. There we go.
Amazing.
So Cracker Barrel is a thumbs up.
Invest in perfect wellness.
Rivian looks so good.
It's gorgeous.
I'm having a bad time stabilizing this video, Andreas. So Cracker Barrel, you'll go back?
Yeah, 10 out of 10.
Just needs charging.
Just keep charging, yeah.
Yeah. Let's just get some charging in there.
Story of my life.
So we're at 55% state of charge, best I can tell.
Yeah.
And we're going to stretch it. I think we can go, it's 150 miles to like the reasonable stop.
Yeah.
And I do think we should get some snacks along the way if we see anything cool.
Snacks.
There's no Iona stations on I-80 yet, right? Out here?
I don't think so, no.
I-70 in Kansas has some though.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think no Iona opportunities.
Yeah, sad.
What you waiting for? Oh, okay.
So nice to walk up. Smells good.
It's got that Rivian smell.
Yeah. I'm impressed that these, because we've been driving in the rain, it's been pretty dirty, and these don't, like, hold the dirt. I thought they might
These mats are designed specifically for that.
to hold the dirt.
Well, to not show them when they're basically super easy to clean. Colton loves these.
Yeah, I love these. Like, I kept being in mud, and I was impressed.
Andreas, we are pulling out a Cracker Barrel.
Cracker Barrel.
And see this, I gotta go north up to figure out what the heck direction we're heading.
For that, I get it. Like,
Okay.
For the purpose.
This is how I normally use it.
That Lamborghini over there.
I'm looking, but I'm not seeing it. Oh, yeah, okay, right there. Wow. Yeah, proper I like that. So we want to go out this way. This is too close. We want to go out towards that EVgo Pilot Flying J, right? But then if we can't quite make it there, we've got the Grand Island Electrify America as a backup. And I'm pretty sure we can make it. 55% state of charge. We'd make it there at 9 miles. Easy. So I still think we're going to try and stretch it to that EVgo site. Yep. So what I'm going to do, Andreas, is we're going to put this thing in full eco mode.
Okay, let's do it.
So we're going to drop the suspension down. We are now in full eco mode.
Slam it.
Yeah, it doesn't let you go all the way down because there's no like super conserve mode. I'm going to put regen in high though. And yeah, let's see how it goes. We do get a little bit of side wind as we get out that way, but temperatures are relatively mild.
Yep.
And yeah, let's see if we can drain this thing down pretty low.
Drain it down, burn the juice.
There's always a little buffer below zero in these.
Yep, there's all of it.
Andreas, we are making an announcement.
You're at 2%.
We are at 2% state of charge. That's the lowest this thing's been so far.
Yeah.
It's got to get used to it.
Already an auto spec car. Gotta bring it up to 0.
Got to get it to 0. It's amazing how it says we're going to get there at 8 miles of range, but we have 8 miles of range right now.
Yeah, which is exactly the EPA, right? Like 400 miles.
Yeah.
2% is 8 miles.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So you can't really trust it, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Can't trust that miles.
Yeah, exactly.
Meter. Yeah. Now it says 7 miles of range, and
God.
we're going to get there at 8 miles of range. But it's all flat. It's not like we're going to regen on the way in. So
It might be a big...
yeah, I don't think there's a big downhill. And now it just updated. It shows 6 miles of range. Now that makes sense.
Yeah.
It still feels pretty good down here.
Yeah, I love driving. Oh, you mean pickup?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
It's a little squishy.
I'm not going to punch it now, but it's...
Yeah.
It feels good.
Yeah, I was explaining to Scott that you don't really want to rip on it at low state of charge.
Yeah.
You've run out in a Lightning before.
Yeah. I did, yeah. With Dave and Jordan being sick in the backseat.
Oh, yeah. Amazing.
Yeah, no, but still feels good.
So this Wood River is our exit right here. I'm actually just editing the delivery video of this exact car.
Yeah.
Fun. And so we're heading off to Wood River. We're going to an EVgo Pilot Flying J site. We were able to make it all the way here. So again, that NEMA 1450 charge overnight got us a really long distance, almost 200 miles this morning.
Fantastic.
I can see the PFJ just over there, so that's where we're headed. And Scott, you've been working from the back seat. How's that been going?
It's been really nice. There's lots of space, and I have the plug.
Why are you representing Honda today?
It's what I brought. My first car was a Honda.
So, Honda Racing?
No. I just threw it on. But yeah.
We got to get her some Rivian swag.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, Scott.
It's okay. It's going to be my first EVgo experience, but I feel confident I can figure it out without your help.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's very expensive Pilot Flying J sites. Some of them are over 70 cents per kilowatt hour. Andreas is kitted out with the gear.
We mentioned earlier.
That's right. And this one's 66 cents per kilowatt hour.
That's so pricey.
Still pricey.
Yeah.
And I can see the Delta high power charging stations behind that truck.
Yeah. The map says I have to go right, but I have to go left.
Oh, sorry. I can put it to where your brain can understand. There you go. Not under canopy in this one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good thing it's not raining anymore.
Yeah, good thing it's not raining. But
we've had some crazy weather on this stretch.
I'm excited to take a look at the charging performance we're going to get here.
No other cars charging?
No one else is charging. It's just us. I guess I'll throw this down here for the time being.
Nice install.
Yeah, let's go. Take whichever one you want.
This is the best. Oh, that's a big one.
That's the
Handicap. Okay.
Why does it say coming soon? A fast charging experience built for you. It's already here.
I forgot to remove the label.
The label. So this will give the truck all the 500 amps it wants.
Oh, yeah.
I think what we're going to do ahead of the charging session, the truck didn't precondition at all. It's at 96F, which I've noticed the max pack's getting a little bit warmer for charging performance than I'm used to in my truck. So that's, I think, intentional. We're also going to go into service mode, and I'll show everyone how to do this. You got to go down to service mode on. You can see there's no ride app right now. So you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then ride pops up. Yeah, but no one should ever really do this. Then you tap another bunch of times. Then you got to type in 33748, and now you're in the secret menu.
33748. Just like no. Take out the stupid trick.
So Scott, I don't imagine you're going to be nerding out like this all the time.
But what's the secret menu for? Like, what's on it?
We are going to look at the charging performance. If we come over here to dashboards, there's even more in here. We got air suspension menus. We can see our pump temperature. This is cool. We can see steering angle sensor. Look at this. Boom. There we go. 42 degrees.
Nice.
We have our entire kinetic system, which is our hydraulic roll control. You can see the pump is off. We have basically everything off there. And this is what I'm going to be monitoring, which is our maximum battery cell temperature and our high voltage battery state of charge and the maximum current available from the charging station. This will tell us if the charger is derating the truck or if the truck is getting everything the charger wants.
Mm-hmm.
Or getting everything it wants, I should say. There's also, okay, cool. So we're going to keep it in the high voltage menu so we can monitor temperature, state of charge, current. That will tell us kilowatts. Scott's going to figure out how to activate this station on her own.
She is.
Yeah, I'm ready.
You have the EVgo app?
You don't need it. There is a way to do it without it. Because I Googled it.
Welcome to the GM Energy Pilot Flying J EVgo station. I'm not sure which one it actually is, but it's one of those three, or all three together.
Okay. Am I going to do it?
You're going to attempt to charge.
I think you can do it without the app. That's what Google said.
Okay. So you've got the charging port open. Step 1.
Step 1 is open.
You got to walk the viewers through everything. Step 2.
Step 2.
Put the flap down. You didn't mention it.
I did. I put the flap down. I'm sorry.
You got to mention it.
Okay. This is like in elementary school when you had to follow all the directions and they actually told you not to do any of this.
So it's interesting. You're going to plug in before you figure out the payment.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So Andreas, it's interesting. Her first step is to plug in, not to consider, hitting get started.
Yeah.
So I like this. This is good because I, as a user, would probably do the opposite.
Yes. So I don't have the app, but I'm going to select credit card.
Okay.
Hopefully it has tap to pay. We'll see.
So yeah, these are all the different ways you can activate the station.
Uh-huh.
It just says, insert a card into the reader.
Okay.
Sorry, I shouldn't be helping you. They can't hear it. Can you explain what happened?
It said authorizing, I tap to pay. Ha! I knew it! It's connecting. I knew it. I knew there was a way that I didn't have to download the app. What does it mean when it says checking the safety? The heat of it?
So for high voltage isolation issues.
Okay.
Make sure no one cut it and you're not gonna.
Yeah, that'd be a bummer.
Yeah.
Big liability.
Things are happening.
I know.
Oh, there we go. It must have just dipped down to 1% state of charge. 1% state of charge. Nice. And Scott, this will be really interesting for you.
Okay.
You can also hit this info button. Oh wait, session details button, and get tons of nerd data. So you can see the volts and the amps and the kilowatts. So you can see your battery pack was pretty low voltage. It was like 340, 330. And as we're dumping in current, it's pulling the voltage up. We're already up to 150 kilowatts.
And then this is telling me how long the charging duration will be.
Has been
33 seconds. Okay.
Yeah. I wish it would charge in 33 seconds. So the only downside usually with paying with a credit card for charging,
it's probably more expensive, right?
Yeah, I don't actually know if that's the case at this station.
Okay.
But regardless, it's our one, EVgo stop on the way.
I'll probably check it out and just see how much cheaper it would have been if I had the app.
Yeah, ripping almost 500 amps right there at 2%.
Yeah. Does the app require a subscription?
So most charging networks do offer subscription for cheaper rates. And I think you kind of got to choose the ones you're going to use the most. Like, I really think you'll probably use superchargers the most. So it's probably worth paying the $12 a month for that.
Yeah,
or
that's
just
absolutely
using
worth
our
it.
account, which we already pay the $12 a month for.
I'm happy to pay for it.
And, well, we're juicing. Should we see what service mode says? So it's not actually delivering full 500 amps. It's like just a tad under, which is what I've seen from MaxPack a bunch. Andreas, typical German, taking pictures of everything. Everything. This floor mat has shifted. Okay, yeah, so you can see we're at 492 amps, and the charger is offering 540 amps, of course. And so, yeah, this is everything the truck wants. And our temperatures look good. So we're going to charge it up, get some snacks inside. That was actually a fairly easy charging activation process. What was your impression?
Yeah, I was really excited that it worked because I was nervous it wouldn't. But logically, even if I hadn't looked it up, I think I still probably would have plugged it in first. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fine for the most case. A lot of people run into issues plugging in first and then paying because typically there's like a timeout.
Okay.
And so like if you don't get the payment authorized within 60 or 120 seconds, you got to unplug it and then re-plug it in.
Okay.
Versus if you're just trying to authorize the payment, you can kind of take as much time as you need to get it paid for. Then once it's authorized, you can plug in.
So your suggestion would be to always authorize the payment first?
It actually depends on the network. With EVgo, the way you did it was perfectly fine.
Okay.
I think with EA, I usually pay first, then plug in.
Yeah, with EA, I pay first.
With the app, but it's totally up to you. I just think they need to unlock full 500 amps here. We're getting, 490 out of the 500 maximum. So we could be at over 200 kilowatts, but we're just sitting at 194. You can see your battery pack voltage has come all the way up to 390 now, up from 330, 340 when we plugged in. So real climb. And then the maximum it will go is right around 450 volts.
Sweet.
We have been charging for 6 minutes and 40 seconds. If we were in China, we'd be back on the road already, but that's okay. We're taking the time, enjoying the sights, and it really isn't terrible. Just sitting at 200 kilowatts. The range on this was really nice.
Yeah.
From leaving at 55%, it felt like we drove a while this leg. And, it's still not doing 500 amps, but it's, 490. It's as close as reasonable, but I'm just surprised it doesn't go 500. My Rivian sits at 500 amps.
Okay.
So I just go, full ripper, and I get another few kilowatts on the high end. The most we've seen charging on this so far from our one session was 211 kilowatts.
211.
And my old large pack will do 217. So maybe that was just that particular session. We'll see how this thing goes. Everything is logged with Chad's Rivian Roamer.
Right.
Yep. So if you have a Rivian, you got to hook it up to Rivian Roamer. Not
Chad
sponsored.
developed this.
Chad developed it.
I
yeah.
didn't know Chad. I had no idea.
Really? You didn't know that?
That's cool.
Chad's the best.
Yeah, Chad is awesome. Didn't know
Yeah.
that was for him.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And so we've got this hooked up, and he's logging all the data for us.
Sweet.
Well, guys, we have just got some Subway sandwiches for lunch. And yeah, probably a little too soon to eat, but we can always save it for a little bit later in the ride. Curious to see how our charging session is going. We are up to 39% state of charge, and we have derated down to 350 amps. Let's take a look to see if that's battery temperature, charging curve. I guess I can drive this leg and see what's going on over here. So, I think it's battery temperature. We're at 56 degrees Celsius, and that's typically the maximum we can get right there. And you can see it's not blaming the charging station. It could also just be following the internal charging curve perfectly as well. I know my truck with the 50G Samsung cell, this has the 53G, 55 degrees Celsius was its maximum last time I checked. Here we're up at 56.4, so maybe they're letting the max packs get a little bit warmer on the top end, which would be interesting. But the charger's still offering everything it can do at 540 amps. We're just taking in 330. And, well, I just, typically I would just kind of blast right now and head to the next one, but we're not in a huge rush. We're just chilling, enjoying the road trip, and we'll just get the juice, and maybe I'll eat my sandwich now. How are you doing?
Good. I did notice, because when I was sitting in here, all the screens went off, but I could see that I was charging there. But when you put it in that service mode, I can't check the app and see how it's charging.
Yeah, so when you're in service mode, it doesn't show your charging performance mobily. Mm-hmm. We can take it out of service mode so you can watch.
It's fine. I mean, you said I would probably be doing that, but it was just something that I noticed. And I got worried because everything went black.
Oh.
And I didn't know if it was still charging, but it totally was.
We had dipped in charging performance, and now it's coming back up. Cooling kicked on. Uh-huh. And you can hear the heat pump screaming at the moment to cool. And then charging performance went back up again. So that's pretty cool. I'm just, we're watching Jeebs, his Model Y video. Yep. So we're not going to go into service mode and look at the temps. Okay. But we're actually getting pretty good 145 kilowatts at 52% is better than we've seen before. And I think we just hit max temp. It derated, it cooled a little bit, and then it brought the charging back up is what it felt like. Yep. But it shouldn't have derated in the first place. Should have kicked down cooling sooner.
It should have, yeah.
But we're talking a few little bits of kilowatts here or there, like 20 kilowatt difference. And it just shut off cooling again.
Let's see if it derates again soon.
It's definitely doing something, but it's some odd thermal behavior. Stuff that like no other electric car does.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but that's just the Rivian lifestyle. You just plug it in, you just ignore it, and then when it's done, best to just not look too closely.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, 140 kilowatts at 53%. Terrible, considering this is a 145 kilowatt hour pack. Yep. That's pretty bad. But with that said, it's still doing 327 amps, and we've been here 30 minutes, almost 29 minutes. Oh, all right. And we're at 53%. So a half hour to 50.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a long time. Mm-hmm. It's a long charging stops, but that big battery needs to be filled up.
Absolutely loving that there is a trash can and windshield washing station right here at this PFJ location. We've been here about 37 minutes, and this is where I would say is smart to unplug with the max pack. We were getting close to 200 or just over 200 kilowatts when we were inside, and then it tapered down to about 140-ish kilowatts, around 35% state of charge. It hovered between 140, 150, 155 kilowatts, all the way from 45 to 65%, and then we dipped down to under 120 kilowatts. So I really think this is while none of these numbers are impressive whatsoever, but a recommendation I'm going to give to Scott on a road trip is to charge pretty much to 65% and then look to head to the next one, assuming she can make it at that point. Because, 140, 145, 150 kilowatts isn't the end of the world. It's 2019 Audi e-tron level. Even that held 150 kilowatts to 80% on a much smaller battery pack. But Andreas is inside. We're just hanging out. So we'll wait here until we're all ready, and then we'll go to the farthest away station we can go to once we're ready to unplug and head out. The typical out-of-spec road trip style. Well, guys, Andreas just got back. We're all good. You got some coffee, some snacks, more coffee. We're down to 100 kilowatts at 74%. We got to get the heck out of here, dude. GTFO. Yeah, let's go. So it shows one more stop to get home, and it wants another 41-minute charging stop. Jesus. But that's how it goes. And, this was a super long charging session, but hey, we got a ton of juice. That means we can go pretty far. We're here 43 minutes. Are you kidding me? 74%, really not the end of the world, to be honest. End session. really curious to see how much it was, because at 66 cents per kilowatt hour, this is probably like a $70 charging session. So we are unplugged. Man, can't wait for next. That was just, oh yeah, we can close it here. Oh yeah, here we go. $75 charging session. Oh my gosh. And we only got up to 74%. So it's $1 per percent. It's basically $100 to charge this thing here.
Gas cheaper.
Gas would be cheaper, and we could go farther, and we wouldn't have to wait here 45 minutes.
Right.
So,
but it's so nice.
It's so nice. Home charging is great and cheap.
Yeah.
Public charging, wow, expensive.
Yeah, unless you gotta eat, otherwise it's just a waste of time.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, right, because now if we had to stop again, we don't have to eat at the next station. Right. What are we going to do for 45 minutes?
Think about the meaning of life.
Rivian really makes you, become one with yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Well, Andreas is going to drive. I'm going to keep editing videos. So you're our chauffeur. Thank you. All right. We're going to boogie. Let's do it. Welcome to Ogallala, Nebraska. We have been here many times on road trip videos, and this is usually a point of frustration, this charging station. So, Scott, this is going to be an interesting one. You can see the chargers have different speed labels on them and different handles at this site.
Okay.
So you can see how this one says 150 kilowatt, and that one says 350.
So I'm going to be over here.
This one can take more than 150. So, yep, we'll pop over to one of the 350s. This is the Electrify Mare experience from the old school days. These are the old ABB chargers here, Andreas.
Good old days, ABB.
That's right. Always be blazing.
Always blazing. I've actually never been to this charger, so for me, I've only been here virtually.
Oh, yeah.
So Ogallala.
I'm in the right spot.
I would say maybe one more repark, and then we'll get it.
Give it another go.
Yeah.
Try steering.
Especially if a viewer comes, they're like, man, those out-of-spec people really kind of hog up 2 spaces.
I don't want to hog spaces. I'm just not very spatially aware.
God, that camera's awesome.
Is it better? Or is it still bad?
Well, just, you can straighten us out this way by going straight and turning to the right and then getting the wheel straight.
But I feel like I'm so close.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to scratch it.
A little reach, we're fine.
So it's fine?
Yeah. All right, Scott, you know how to do EA. You've done this before. You've got my app.
No, but I have my own credit card.
Oh, well,
I'm
I'm a member, and it's way cheaper with it. There we go. I have activated charger number 3. Now, interesting news, you can get us plugged in, is charger 1 on the end, it's a 150 kilowatt, shows totally working perfectly. These 2 350 kilowatt stations show reduced power in the app.
That's right.
And this 150 kilowatt station shows 50 kilowatts.
Confusing AF.
Yeah, so we might be in for a little bit longer charge.
Let's see.
But even at 150 kilowatts, it's not like this can charge that much faster.
That's right, yeah.
So it's initiating. Let's check inside the truck, or the SUV in this case. Every time I see a Rivian, I just think it's a T.
Yeah. Truck.
But it's
charging.
It's charging. Are we getting good speeds though?
No.
Oh, it's ramping.
Climbing.
Yeah, we're ramping. All good. Spinning up the power modules. The ABB power modules. 139 kilowatts, 140. This is where we can actually go into service mode and see if we have a charger limitation.
Is it 372548?
Now, just by you saying that, I totally forgot what the actual number is. Oh, I got to first go into service mode. All right, hold on. Let's just go here. So the truck preconditioned for a while on the way over here. And I can't really tell why, because the temperature didn't change much. The only thing I can think is it was trying to get rid of the gradient temperature in the battery pack. Boom, 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 boom. Dashboards, high voltage. Charger maximum 375 amps. So it is a charger limitation. And that would be the same power we'd get on a 350 amp limited 150 kilowatts. So it's even a little bit better than we'd get on a 150.
Okay.
Or maybe those are 375 amp, regardless.
They say 350, but that's
375 amps. 350 kilowatts, yes. Okay. Oh, it just stopped charging.
What did Andreas do?
Andreas, did you hit stop charging? Did you do that? Can you ask him if he did that?
Andreas, did you do that?
Oh, he hit
continue.
Oh, by hitting continue, he hit stop because the screen lags. And the continue button is the same as the stop button. But we arrived at 10% state of charge. We don't know what our efficiency was, but like 1.8, 1.9 miles per kilowatt hour cruising.
Yeah.
Overall, coming in, we're at 2.09 because we were a little bit more efficient on the way into town. So I'll reactivate this charging session and let's see how it goes. I'll do it again. So that is just a bug. The screen it froze, and then internally it showed, what he hit was stop.
But what it showed was continue.
Yes, and they should move the positions.
Yes,
I've been saying that for 5 years.
That's an easy little mapping.
Not for Electrify America. Yep, so what happened was Andreas hit continue, which is the same button before the menu that it goes to the stop. But we're still limited, even on this session, at 375 amps. I'm assuming that station's the same limit because they both show reduced power in the app.
Okay.
And so this is effectively a 150 kilowatt charging station, not a 350.
Gonna be here for a while.
We'll be here for a hot minute.
At least it's pretty outside.
Yeah.
Also, we didn't need to precondition on the way over here because we have reduced power.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
So we wasted energy, which thankfully, it's way cheaper. This is half the price of the previous charge. Yeah, membership here is 36 cents per kilowatt hour. I think it was 66 or 67 cents at Pilot Flying J before.
Yeah.
Wow.
Even 36 is still, that's what you pay at a supercharger for, 38, 39.
So what does that translate to here for 70% charge?
So that would be 100 kilowatt hours.
Okay.
So it'd be $36 here
Okay.
for 100 kilowatt hours.
Not too bad.
That's not bad.
Yeah. And the other one, we was $75 to charge at the last one.
Only to make it over here. We left with, what's the safe charge we left with?
We left at 67, 70.
Can we check?
Yeah.
Roamer? Would it that tell us?
So we burned 60%. It cost us $75.
And it wants us to charge to 68% here.
Ooh.
To make it to Fort Collins dead.
FOCO.
But we already ate. Yeah, it's on the way.
Okay.
So we already ate.
Yeah.
So what are we going to do now?
Eat more.
Eat more.
We need Monster.
I guess we could go and I can get some new clothes at Walmart.
Walmart is always an exciting adventure.
It's usually when I do my shopping.
During charges.
Yeah.
No more.
Yeah.
New year, new you.
I don't know about that. I love my Walmart sweatshirts.
I know you do.
Right.
It's your brand.
It's going to,
Yeah, I represent the George by Walmart collection.
George from Walmart.
Yeah, the George collection
Not
by
sponsored,
Walmart.
but could be.
Should be.
I was told I have to wear my sunglasses in Colorado, otherwise I'm gonna regret it in 30 years.
Yeah.
So I'm already suffering here. So let's go inside.
There's a coffee shop over there.
Scooters, yeah, it's drive-through only though, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Drive-through.
Usually scooters is drive-through only.
Oh, but that one I think we
This
can
one's
go in.
open.
Yeah.
Maybe they sell sunglasses, we'll see.
I have pit vipers if you want them.
Actually, I do have some.
They're pretty sick. Kyle
They're
doesn't
pretty
love
sick.
them.
Your glasses, they match your Monster.
Yeah, do you want to see them?
I do have sunglasses, just I'm too lazy to wear them.
I don't really own sunglasses.
What? I wear these bad boys all the time.
All right, let's see these things.
Damn.
I got them in sport mode too.
It's the sport mode.
Don't you worry. Okay, they don't fit under my hat, but you know we're talking. Bow!
Sweet.
Here, what you need to complete the ensemble.
This is my happy place. I'm a little trashy sometimes. But
I feel like, Andreas, don't you think those are glasses Max would wear?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. The
I
first
can't
thing
wait.
thought,
This guy has good style. I can't wait.
Max on this bike, biking down US 36,
Yeah,
charging all the gas costs driving by.
I'm probably stuck behind him cursing him out for riding a bike on the street.
Shout out Max.
Yeah, hey Max. We have been charging for 41 minutes.
You're charged up as well?
Yeah, we got some drinks from the, what was the name of that place?
Scooters.
Scooters Coffee back there.
Scooters, not Hooters.
Not Hooters. You went to Hooters last night though.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Well, that was before we showed up. We're already down to 86 kilowatts at 76%. So I'm really thinking we should get out of here.
Yeah, ASAP.
Yeah.
It's possible.
So the plan is actually, because we all flew out, Scott left her car at the Denver airport, her other car now, her Mazda.
Yeah.
And we've got to get that from airport parking. So I think we're going to go pick that up, scoop that up. So that's kind of a little bit out of the way. Like an hour out of the way, more or less, down to here. Then I've got to drop Andreas off over here, and then I can go home.
Yep. Sounds good.
Okay.
Should have left my car at the airport too, but yeah. It was all very last minute.
It was very last minute. How'd you get to the airport?
Took the bus.
What?
There's a non-stop direction for $10 from my place.
You're so European.
Unbeatable.
No, that is it's the Mustang.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's
The
best.
Mustang, you did that?
No, I didn't do the bus thing, but
the bus
I
thing
saw the
goes
bus
to my
thing
house for
I-25
$10.
and I had to laugh. Bus thing. Haha. Fun joke. But yeah.
Okay, so we're at 77% doing 86 kilowatts. We got to go. This sucks. Okay, another R1S pulled up below 10%, by the way, so proper arrival from them. Shout out those guys. All right. Pull this out. 102 kilowatt hours, $36, 42 minutes. Terrible charging session, derated charger, that sucked. Do better. Let's go.
All right.
Welcome to Brighton, Colorado, I believe. We are going to do a quick splash and dash because it says we would get to the airport at like 5%, 4% to get Scott's car. But then Andreas, you and I have to let go charge. So we figured we'd stop on the way in. We're at 12% right now. Top up a little bit, a little pee, blast little snacks, and then logistically we'll get everyone back to where we're going to go.
Exactly.
I'm going to bring this back up to the hub because I'd like to film some stuff tomorrow with it and a bunch more to do. And what we're going to do is head to the Come and Go over here, or the Maverick station.
Maverick, yep.
Yeah. And it's going to be impossible to turn here.
That is correct. Meanwhile, Scott, how's it going back there?
Hi. Getting my butt's a little sore.
A little sore. Turn on the ventilated seats.
So the seat's not as comfortable as you'd like, Scott?
No, I think I've just been in the car for 2 days.
Oh, okay.
They're very comfortable. It's very spacious. I worked here all day, which was great, answering lots of out of spec stuff, and yeah, it's been nice.
Beautiful. All right.
Come and go.
Come and go.
Maverick, they renamed it. But I think in here,
Maverick.
it's still, no, doesn't say.
No.
211 kilowatt, and it does say plug-in charge active, and I did update the billing for this car, and that you weren't here for it, Andreas, but I couldn't get plug-in charge to work at Tesla.
Ooh.
So we're going to just test it, because we're just going a quick splash and dash. We don't need the cheaper rates.
Get some watt hours into this battery.
Yeah, we'll put some watt hours in. We've been explaining to Scott the watts, watt hours, volts, amps,
Yep.
all the good stuff. She's getting it. Electrical nerd back here.
Electrical nerd. Zoop.
So we could charge at that charge point, although I think when we came here in the Voltage Voyage, it was dead.
We had issues. We got to check the spreadsheet.
Yeah, we have a spreadsheet. That's right. And yeah, hopefully this guy stops. Thank you.
Yep.
So we're gonna have to take up 2 spaces unless we can back in and use this one. No, it wouldn't reach. So I'm just gonna take the one here on the end to make it look like we're not blocking 2 stalls,
Sounds good.
even though we are.
Hiding the other stall.
Yeah, and it's okay. There's only one other car here, so
Yep.
we'll be just fine. But I like this 360-degree overhead view. I think it's really nice.
Very nice, yeah.
And we can get ourselves, way the heck up here. And boom.
Cool.
We've got the Tesla supercharger adapter. And let's plug and charge and see if it works. Scott, you want to do it? Look like it. Ready?
Ready?
Okay. Plug. Plug.
In we go.
Charge.
Charging.
Should be that easy.
Yep. Nice spot here.
Yep. Very.
Green.
What do you think, Andreas? You like the range wheels?
Yeah, looks good.
Okay.
Usually not a disc wheel fan, but those are awesome.
And we are charging. So yeah,
Beautiful.
I just had an old credit card on my Rivian account.
Okay.
And it's working great.
Yeah.
64 kilowatts, 70, 80, and she's ramping. So we'll give it a few minutes, and then this will be the last charge of the day. I'll get
good.
enough to get back to Fort Collins.
Yep. Sounds good.
Well, just went in, quick restroom break, all is good here, and we are juicing. How's the charge going? Oh, haven't checked. Well, we're looking. We are going to see. And
199.
so about 200 kilowatts.
Yep.
We're at 78 miles of estimated range.
Estimated range.
Yeah. Of guessometer. It's technically rated range, but
The contrast. Black, white, red. It's awesome.
orange, yellow. I guess compass yellow. Scott, I just went to open the door handle of your Rivian, and this fell out of right there, which is supposed to be the thing that holds the handle in, and it's not doing a very good job of staying in there.
We'll try to put her back in. There we go.
Nice. Better install than Rivian themselves.
I say I'm a horse girl, farm girl, fixing stuff.
Good job.
Thank you.
We are charged up to 38%, and I think that's all I need, 46 kilowatt hours. I've got to go to the airport to drop Andreas off at the mall, well, nearby. And
I'll go car shopping.
you go car shopping, and then back up to the hub. So a little boom, boom, boom. And should be doable.
Yep. Great.
Scott, the last charge of the trip, how'd it go?
It was good. It was easy. Not bad.
And we got plug-in charge to work.
Yeah.
Are you going to use that?
Yeah.
Spend the money. Sweet. All right. And I think there we go. Last charge, 47 kilowatt hours, $23. Pretty expensive.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I got to use the app.
Yeah.
I just can't wait till Rivian pairs the Pass Plus or, whatever they call it, Tesla's membership with plug and charge. Then it'd be so great. Anyway, we've got 11 miles on arrival, which is what, a few percent? That's all we need.
Yeah, like 2 point something.
And what we found is you can pretty much always beat that.
Yeah, it's very conservative in the beginning, and then it just creeps up.
Yeah, exactly. So plenty to make it. Let's roll. Time to unplug the last charge of our Rivian road trip. I'll finish with some final thoughts because I've learned a lot about the new generation R1S in our 1,000-mile trip today, over the last 2 days, I should say, yesterday evening and today. And not all good, but not all bad. We've just been testing the sound system, and man, it is better than I remember. So they have done some improvements. This one is spec'd with the big boy sound system. It was terrible the last time I heard it. So whatever they did with software definitely made a difference. Well, I've got to pull this adapter off the handle and we are good to go. Damn, Andreas, they're lining up in the afternoon. Early evening flights are heading out.
Yep, heading home.
And we just dropped Scot off. We forgot to actually film.
Yeah.
We should have put her thoughts
We
in.
were all crying, so we couldn't focus on filming.
Sure. But she just picked up the Mazda. She's actually right behind us.
Yeah.
She was making moves in traffic, so you can show there she is.
5X. Hello there, Scott.
And now we're off to your place to go drop you off.
Yep.
It's funny, it does show the Electrify America station on here, but it's just for Uber drivers.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
However, we did sneak in there for our voltage voyage.
You will see it in a future video.
Yeah, we need to edit those.
Yeah.
Gosh, we got so much content to get through. Yeah, so we are off to your place,
Yeah.
and it still thinks we're going to DIA. Look, there's Scott. Hello.
Hey, Scott.
She's ripping it.
Ripping it. Damn.
She's always in a rush.
Yeah.
I don't know where she's trying to go, but
Coming from the East Coast, so people are in a rush on the
yeah,
East
I
Coast.
guess so. But you know, North Carolina's pretty laid back.
Oh, yeah.
So, but look at
Get
this.
a
See
final
us gentle
glimpse.
cruising. It's very nice. Goodbye, Scott.
Bye.
See you later.
Bad camera work. Excuse me.
Thanks, Andreas. That was wonderful.
All right, into the mountains we go.
To the
Not
mountains.
really, but yeah.
Close. Andreas, you are crazy to take a trip on a flight out to just drive back to where it all started.
Isn't this what normal people do?
But that was really fun. Thank you
awesome.
for coming.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me. That was awesome. Thanks to Scott, if you're watching this.
And
For joining
the sound system got better, dude.
Yeah,
It sounds good.
it's really dialed in now.
Yeah,
Broken in.
it's sounding good.
Nice.
Okay, well, see you in a couple days.
Yeah, safe trip back to Foco, and see you soon.
Okay, till the next adventure.
Yeah.
See you, Andreas.
See ya.
Time to roll back home.
Time to roll.
Hi there. So, if you have a sharp eye, I look a little bit different. I'm joined here with my co-pilot Kona, and I am not in my Rivian because I'm actually filming this 3 weeks after that road trip. This is a loaner, and I'm sitting here charging, so I thought no better time than to wrap up the video. As far as initial impressions go, I was so excited to get the Rivian. We had been talking about it for months. We've been going back and forth. So when the day finally came, I was just giddy, as you saw in the delivery video. And I think the best way to get to know a car is to take it on a road trip. So that's exactly what we did. And we really got to know the car. I got pretty comfortable. It was my first EV road trip. I think I already mentioned that, but I was nervous about charging and you know, what if we run out? And thankfully, Andreas and Kyle have done this quite a bit. So they were very helpful, but they put me through the ringer. They had me you know, doing all the different charging stations, figuring it out on my own. And to be honest, it really wasn't that hard. And in my opinion, it was not that inconvenient to sit at a charging station. It was kind of nice. I loved the car, loved the enhanced highway assist. That was really great. We used it for the majority of the road trip. It was nearly 15 hours, actually nearly 16 hours, 15 hours and 50 minutes. So that was pretty rough. Yeah. And as we drove it, we learned things that we loved, things that maybe we didn't love so much. And I actually just shot a video on our Bits channel with a 2-week ownership update. I had it all to myself for 2 weeks. And yeah, you can head on over to that channel and check that out. But as far as this road trip goes, we traveled a total distance of 1,065 miles. Holy moly. Our average speed was 67 miles per hour. And like I said, it took 15 hours and 50 minutes. As far as efficiency goes, we've got 2.06 miles per kilowatt hour. You tell me if that's good or not. I think it's good, but maybe I'm wrong. And for the total energy we use, it was 520.6 kilowatt hours. Again, let me know in the comments if that's good. But all in all, my first EV road trip in my dream car was fabulous. So I'm excited to share my experience with everybody and join us on the next one.